pushing buttons.
We should be going. Save that.
Like my little bloody dice.
That. Hey, there's our faces.
Ooh, all right.
Hello.
Say something.
Hi.
Salutations.
There we go. That works. I've recorded
Now,
whole streams and the audio is not working, so I'm a little paranoid now.
Now, before we go anywhere,
Welcome to my world.
exactly. As I recall from our conversation, Callista is who are you? Which character are you related to?
Graham.
Okay,
Connor.
so a relative, I believe, a cousin of Mr. Edgeworth,
Yes,
who
of course,
is
darling.
who knows some
Very
stuff,
good
who knows some stuff about Egyptology.
Oh, thank God.
So he had sent her when this started. He had sent her a letter asking if she would be willing to contribute her knowledge. That letter apparently took several weeks to find her,
Only 2.
which means her turning up now in Cambridge is late but not unexpected. In other words, Edgeworth had sent her a letter saying, I could really use your help here. This was before your decision to go to Cambridge, which means apparently she went looking for him in London and was then informed that he'd gone on to Cambridge and then went on to Cambridge herself. So she's been essentially behind you for the last week and change.
June 14th, we arrived in Cambridge, I believe.
Yeah, so she arrived in London probably the same day, or maybe the day after.
Currently, June 21st. It's only been a week.
So it took some time to find someone who knew where you guys had gone.
Mm.
Maybe she thought we were talking about Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I got very confused.
That would be unlikely.
I'm just.
And in the
much further
letter,
away.
was your engagement a part of the letter?
It better have been.
It's better thing. It's gonna
That
be
is
on
an excellent
site.
question.
Connor was a
What-
little stressed, so don't hold it against
Funnier, what's
him.
funnier? Hold on, I'm gonna roll.
An intelligence.
You're gonna
check?
roll for it?
I'm gonna roll an intelligence check.
Okay,
Hey,
I'll look with that.
some shit went down in Cambridge. Okay, we're all a little rattled.
I failed. It was only about Egyptology.
Oh
Yep.
no, good.
This
This will be fun.
This would explain.
This will be
This
so
would also
much fun.
explain why it took a whole week.
Oh yeah, no
Mm.
rush.
Because if she knew that you had a fiance, she would have gone there to ask if she knew where you had gone, and you did tell her where you had gone. But since she didn't know about Miss Delacourt, it took her a long time to figure out where the hell you'd gone.
This is going to be very uncomfortable. I can't wait.
Would Callista have learned while in London that Edgeworth was betrothed?
If she read the,
Good question.
if
Well-
she's the,
Well, hold on, we got this. So,
Okay.
Soren, make yourself a credit rating roll. Let's
I think she's
find
probably
out
the best credit rating
what-
of all of us.
what will you have learned in society gossip,
Ooh.
and whether you have learned this, whether you have learned about your cousin's engagement from someone who wasn't him.
Oh, that'll be worse. Damn it! I wanted to be the one to tell her.
Okay. I will try.
Because people
We'll
will know
find out.
this. Whether
Oh,
whether
Jesus.
whether someone told her is a different issue.
Wait.
There went the dice.
Is it-
Okay.
isn't there also an article or something or some sort of print?
Oh,
There
certainly.
was, but that was
doesn't mean
weeks
that doesn't
ago.
mean that also doesn't
Okay.
mean she read it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I barely got a success. I got a
Okay.
56 out of 60.
So in that case, the way you found out where Mr. Edgeworth was after several days in London. At a dinner, someone mentioned your cousin being engaged to some aerialist or balloonist or something. And
Little
after the
spit take.
spit take, that's when you found out who this Miss Delacourt is. Then time to figure out who she was. Then to send her a card calling on her, who then told you that Edgeworth had gone to Cambridge. So that's how you learned about it and why the delay. Because
Don't beat
someone
the shit out
mentioned
of
it
him.
in your presence, assuming you already knew. They did not think that it was a surprise. The people who brought it up did not think that you didn't know this. They thought they were just talking about it. We're going to get your opinion on the subject, and then they learned,
Yeah.
oh, you didn't know.
Oh.
That was awkward, wasn't it? Yeah. that
And
was
now it's
awkward.
even more scandalous. Oh.
That's kind of an
Mhm.
awkward moment right there.
So where was Callista if she wasn't in London before all of this occurred? If I may be so bold as to ask.
How dare you? No,
Switzerland?
no, I was just traveling.
Paris? Traveling. Okay. I'm just
Yes,
curious. I just
darling.
know.
I mean, you can ask whether she answers a different issue.
Well, she's not there. This is all out of character right now.
No, I
That's
know.
right.
I was joking. You're good.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Parlez-vous français?
No.
Touch of lavash.
I see. That's just
Yeah.
How do you say
The o-
do you
the
speak
only
German
French-
in German?
Sprachen Sie Deutsch?
Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Yes,
Oh,
that's
no.
what I could say. How do you speak Latin in Latin? It's dead. Who cares?
You don't. You write it.
Yes, exactly.
Although I do have a book, 2 books actually, called Latin for All Occasions, that tells you how to
What?
say more useful things in Latin.
I'd have to ask-
Caveat emptor or
No, they're useful things like be cautious. There's a cop by exit 4,
Ooh.
or the designated
That is-
hitter rule has got to go, or my personal favorite, I was kidnapped by aliens. What year is it?
oh, that's a good one.
You can say that to people in Latin sometimes.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's
I'd
right
have
up
to
there.
ask my mom.
But-
She took Latin and she took some Latin classes.
That's right up there
nice.
with buying a parrot and teaching it to say, "Help! I've been transformed into a parrot. Break the curse."
Very good.
Yeah, just to mess with people. Anyways, so where did you guys leave off before we get to
Friday, June
Ambrose's
21st,
arrival?
late
Okay.
afternoon. We had just fled Monmouth Hall, being harangued
right.
by the keeper of the hall, who had gone temporarily insane and was kicking everybody out. Connor is babbling in Egyptian, we think.
Yes, he is.
Mr. Baker is unconscious. He fainted at the sight of whatever the hell that thing was in Dr. Wibble's office. Edgar Illingsworth was helping him, and I was escorting Edgeworth out and trying to try to talk him down. And it has
Okay.
just occurred to me that O'Brien is supposed to be somewhere around here watching the hall, but we haven't seen him since we've been here. So,
You
That's where
will
we're
see
at.
him when you gather outside the hall.
oh, that's good. Okay.
He doesn't look great either, in all fairness.
I'm going to try to get his attention.
Yeah, easy to do. He stumbles over. He looks like, well, honestly, he looks like he's in shock.
Okay. I'm going to try to oh shit, I don't have any reassure. Uh,
Yeah, reassure would be what you want here.
I will try
Yeah,
to
something
reassure
like
him, but I suck at it. Nope,
Yeah.
fail. 47 out of 10. I do not have a good bedside manner. O'Brien, are you all right? Are you all right?
And he's staring at you going, no.
Oh dear. What happened?
It had hold of me.
Oh.
I think. But it had no hold. It had no fingers. How could it have hold of me with no fingers?
I'm looking
Riddle
him
me
up.
that.
I don't know. I'm going to look him up and down. Is he injured? Does he look? Is there any blood on him?
On his left hand.
Okay. I will tend to it if I can with first aid.
It's not serious enough to
Okay.
require first aid. But by looking at his hand, you can tell it's blunt force damage. And the knuckles are skinned.
Okay.
This is the kind of thing you would get. Most likely, he got that by punching a wall.
All right.
Although why he would be punching a wall is a completely different issue.
Edgeworth, can you understand me? I'm going to turn towards our gibbering fellow who's still talking in I'm assuming Egyptian.
Ancient Egyptian. I don't know
Something like that.
ancient Egyptian.
Some kind
And I'm
of
not going to
foreign
try.
tongue.
Yeah, he's not speaking English.
God damn. All right.
And it would take a hell of a success on an education roll to figure out what language he is speaking.
Oh, so what kind of a success? Like a extreme or a crit?
Yeah, with extreme success, and this is for anyone who's in the neighborhood.
Let's just see if.
Oh no, I only made a hard success.
No, I made a hard success too. So no,
Uh,
I don't. It sounds like it's something Middle Eastern though, right?
well,
Maybe.
it doesn't sound like anything you've ever heard.
Okay.
The point is, you can rule out every language you are familiar with.
Latin, German. I'm gonna rule French out too.
Yeah, it's not a Romance
I've
language.
heard French. I'm
Probably not.
Italian, Spanish. It doesn't sound like any of that.
It is. Yeah,
I
it
would
does not belong to
say
the Romance
I've
family.
never been to Russia.
Not Russian.
It's not. It's
It's
not
not
European.
Russian. Okay, thanks.
It's you've never been to Russia, but you've probably heard at least a few words. The point is, you can rule, and this is you with a hard success. You can rule out basically any language you've ever heard a few words in.
Okay, so most of the
So
commoner
it
languages.
is not a language you are familiar with.
I'm checking my watch. What time is it?
By this point,
It was
uh,
late
it
afternoon.
was late in the afternoon, 4:46 p.m.
4:46.
So,
So we've been outside here for maybe 5 minutes.
a little longer than that.
Okay.
You've been standing outside for a
dear.
while. People are organizing. Mr. Finley is still walking up and down the hall, screaming at people to get out.
Okay.
You could hear him inside.
Yes.
And and by the way, periodically someone else comes out. Like apparently there were other people who were also hiding or hadn't heard and have seen Mr. Finley going around screaming at people
They're getting-
and have decided they are leaving because Mr. Finley has a club and is screaming.
Oh dear.
So if a man with a club screams at you to leave the building, it is much easier to leave the building than argue with crazy man with club who wants you to leave the building.
Perhaps we should return to Trinity, Illingsworth.
I agree.
Funny story. So this is around the time, in fact, this is the time,
Oh no.
that a carriage will arrive.
Okay.
Now, Ms. Ambrose, you've arrived in Cambridge a little while ago and called at Trinity Hall after 2 or 3 stops, and it was at Trinity that you found out that that's where your cousin is currently staying. The keeper there told you that he had gone to the campus and believed that he had gone to visit Dr. Whibble's office, which is at Monmouth Hall. So you take your way to Monmouth Hall, and that's where you encounter this. Outside of Monmouth Hall, there are a large number of people standing around as if something has happened. One of them is staring off into space. Several of them are sitting down. A man is blocking one of the entrances so that people cannot come in. And as you exit the carriage and look around for your cousin, in the distance you can hear someone screaming, "Get the bloody hell out!"
Oh dear.
periodically.
Okay.
Or some variant of that. Every couple of minutes, apparently, he screams it. So apparently someone is stalking around Monmouth Hall screaming about people should get out. So,
Wonderful.
yeah, and that's, of course, most of you in the midst of this will notice the carriage. Is this? Do you own this carriage? Is this a family thing?
Yeah, it's the family carriage.
Okay.
It's a
Does it
family
have
carriage.
arms or anything on it? Like any indication that it's yours?
Probably, yeah.
So Mr. Edgeworth will recognize it from a distance. So that's a carriage belonging to the Ambrose family. You did write to your cousin, so maybe that's her.
In this moment of blind panic, I'm
Yeah.
suddenly hit with like an instinctual, like almost prey drive to run away and hide
I'm
at the sight of that crest.
I'm trying to get Edgeworth to come with us back to Trinity Hall at this
Yeah,
point.
except
too.
seeing the crest will allow you to make another sanity roll.
Oh,
Absolutely.
I was
If
going to
I
ask about
fail,
that.
if I fail, can I flee in terror?
Well, if you fail, that's one thing. But
yay!
this is not. You're not risking
Right.
loss of sanity here. This is not like, oh my god, it's her. I'm freaking out.
She's gonna kick my
It-
ass.
It's coming out of sanity or something, right? Or coming out of
Exactly.
yeah.
Come on,
It's
Edgeworth.
grounded.
Actually a success with 21.
Yes.
Okay.
Ah!
And as Dr. Payne is talking to you, it's blah 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 blah. Oh,
Blah, blah.
Ambrose, and that's the
Ambrose.
first word you recognize. And then you sort of trip over that and realize you wrote to your cousin. That's probably her. You need to find words to make wording happen. And you're kind of back.
It's Payne?
Yes, yes, yes.
Why are you holding me?
Oh, yes. You were babbling on in some other language, not sure what it was. Are you quite all right, good man?
I'm perfectly stable.
And this is what you're getting onto the carriage into. Yes.
Yes. I will hold my dress so that I can actually walk on the carriage those steps.
Well, yeah, because you're stepping down into grass. Because most people are gathered on the quad in front of Monmouth Hall. So if you want to leave the paved area, you're only going to be walking onto the grass. Normally, one, of course, would walk on the walkways, but people are gathered on the grass for reasons which have not yet been made clear to you.
And there's somebody blocking the entrance?
There's a man blocking the entrance to the hall. He's wearing an academic's robes.
I would like to go up to him and demand to be let in.
We're not in the hall, by the way.
Oh,
We're
I don't know where you guys are.
We're on the quad. We're on the
They're among
grass.
those on
We're
grass.
on the
Yeah,
grass.
we're not
So-
inside.
Okay.
And you will notice your cousin there, who's being
Okay.
apparently shaken by a man you don't know, who has him by the shoulders and is shaking him.
I'm O'Brien. I'm just happy about Connor.
Okay, you didn't shake.
No, I just
Connor.
oh,
You have him by the shoulders.
you're feeling better. You're feeling better. You can
You'll
understand.
come in on that. You're feeling better. You can understand me.
Good.
As if for some reason your cousin was not making sense to this
Very
man
good.
previously.
Do you remember?
Another man is staring off into space. Several others are sitting down. Judging by their outfits, some of those who are sitting on the grass are students.
I would like to go up to my cousin and some strange man who has him by the shoulders.
Oh.
Yep. Who was saying, "You understand me," as if there was a reason that he didn't previously.
And there's another man there who's holding a guy who's apparently either dead or something.
I think that's Baker's the guy staring into the middle distance. Oh no, is that O'Brien staring into the middle distance?
That's O'Brien, yeah.
Okay.
Another man is supporting a man who's unconscious, apparently, and is laid him down on the grass.
Yeah.
What language was that?
Maybe take your coat and cover him because he might be in shock.
Last thing I remember, we were approaching the office, and then everything went pyramid-shaped.
Oh.
And of course, you're hearing all of that as you walk into this conversation.
That's apropos. You were in some kind of fugue state. Obviously, you were muttering along in some language. I did not understand it. Not at all.
Yes, I must still be, for I could swear that I see an apparition of my cousin manifested here.
You're gonna have to say that again. It was too shrill.
Oh, cousin, but
cousin.
Loud.
Okay, thank you.
I looked that direction. She's real. Oh God.
And just so we take a moment here to remember what characters look like.
Yeah, what does she look like? Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what any of you look like,
I'll
but
tell you.
So let's do that at the moment then.
Yeah.
Are we in? I think most of us are in investigator pictures.
There are pictures of us if you want to see what we look like.
Ooh.
It's the
investigator pics.
It's Baker and it's Illingsworth, which is Aaron, and it's my character are in there. But I'll give you a description, out loud description too. But what does your character look like?
Right. So my character is named Callista. She has brown curly hair that is like in little waves
ringlets
down her face. But yeah, ringlets. Thank you. And then the rest is tied up kind of in a bun.
I was going to say ringlets or waves. There's two.
Okay.
I'm a barber.
Look, man.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm doing my best.
Go ahead. No. Go ahead. Keep going.
Okay. Currently she's wearing a white dress that drapes kind of similarly to mine, but it has sleeves. She is wearing a floor-length gown. Anything else about her? She has various gold jewelry around her. She is unmarried, so no like
No wedding
rings, but like bracelets and things of that nature.
Cool.
And your carriage has the Ambrose coat of arms, and her driver. Actually, your driver, and you probably have a footman too. And your driver and footman are wearing livery, so they're wearing actual uniforms.
Ooh. Wow, fancy. What's Edgeworth look like? We should all give
Yeah,
Callista
Edgeworth.
a look.
Edgeworth is a lanky, almost like sallow, uh, like late 20s, very pale skin, like uh, sort of like dark circles around the eyes, like about like just over his ear length, like brown hair. Just an academic build in the most derogatory sense you can imagine.
I'm
The
using
tail
that
is from not getting outside much.
using that straight quote in the role playing journal.
Yes,
do.
please do.
Dr. Payne is
And
clean.
your clothing is
At the
modern.
moment, yeah, just a sort of
Disheveled.
like a little disheveled,
Disheveled.
covered in mud.
Mud.
Probably like a nice jacket over over a shirt. Uh, I assume pants, hopefully.
Do you go in
But
for like bright, fanciful colors, or do you prefer something more muted,
Oh,
more
muted, I
suitable?
think muted. Uh, Edgeworth doesn't consider himself like very dandy. I will say that at the moment he has lost a shoe
I haven't noticed
in
that
the
yet.
scuffle.
Yeah. So your shoe is somewhere either in the building or on the lawn.
Mhm.
That hasn't noticed that it's missing yet. Someone's gonna have to go back and find it.
Dr. Payne has short, dark brown hair. He's clean shaven. He is slim, bordering on skinny, slightly tall, well dressed. Pocket watch, very evident on his vest, or sorry, his waistcoat. And probably the only bit of color about him is his cravat. He's otherwise probably wearing browns or like dark blues, that kind of thing. That kind of settles in. He's pretty average looking. Um, yeah, he's very average looking. He would fit right into a crowd, and he has a kind of face you'll forget the next day.
And also doesn't go much in for modern fashion. His waistcoat is plain, dark
Yes.
colored,
Yeah.
It's very plain.
and reaches all the way down. If you're really fashionable, for instance, you cut your waistcoat short so that your shirt is also visible,
Oh
so
yeah,
people can see how cool your shirt is too.
I'm not very. I have terrible
Yeah,
bedside manner.
your waistcoat
Remember?
reaches down to your belt.
Yes, all the way. Illingsworth.
Illingsworth is a large man. He is bald with green eyes, brown hair.
Wait a
Yeah.
minute, bald and brown hair. Which is it?
Yeah, well, so
He's
he's
got
not
hair around the
completely bald.
sides.
Yeah, it's the classic
Okay.
horseshoe. It's the horseshoe male pattern baldness.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's no hair on top, but it's all around the sides. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know
The
what.
crop circle.
He'd be mistaken for a monk if he shaved that down a bit.
Maybe, but
Oh,
say
you
he
put a picture
doesn't
in,
dress.
that's awesome.
He doesn't dress like a monk at all. So
Yeah, no, not even a little.
probably drab tones, olive greens and browns or something. Is
Okay.
what he probably dresses in.
Okay, so none of these guys look like they're highly fashionable. But
Definitely.
then again, your cousin was more the academic and not the social monster.
Nerd.
Yeah,
My guy is
we're
rather
looking
fit,
for his
though.
nerd. Yeah,
I say, yeah.
And he hangs out
My
with
guy's
other
not.
nerds.
My guy's not scrawny by any means. So.
yeah.
We'll see.
So you don't remember any of that?
And,
Edgeworth.
Not at
and
all.
that was the last
Cousin.
thing he said when you said cousin.
Oh, that's right. She yelled cousin. I'm sorry, and I turned to look her
Yeah,
way.
no, that
I'm
was
sorry. I'm
that,
sorry. I
and
forgot that.
that was the last thing you said.
Mhm.
Because you don't remember any of that.
Cousin.
And then you said what you said. And then
Yeah.
you turn and look and realize there's a person behind you.
There's probably a
It does.
universal head. Yeah,
Oh.
synchronistic head turn.
Yeah, when everybody sort of turns and looks that way. Except
Callista!
one guy who's staring off into space.
So Brian, I have to help him soon.
He walks over and says, "Gentlemen, I'm returning to my room now. I will speak with you later. Ma'am, good day."
We'll be
And
there
he
shortly.
walks away without another word.
Oh,
I look after him. I kind of watch him go. Worried.
Yeah.
Callista, an unexpected pleasure.
Who is it? Is it unexpected?
Hmm? I'm
Yeah.
putting some things together.
Are you? Are you, dear cousin?
Gentlemen, Dr. Payne, Mr. Illingsworth, this is my beloved cousin, Callista Ambrose.
Oh, how nice to
Pleasure
meet you. Oh.
Pleasure.
Oh, I'm wearing a wedding ring too, by the way. Just FYI, that's something you might have noticed.
Is everyone married?
No, nobody
Nope,
is.
nope.
Nobody is except for me.
And behind you, by the way, one of the doors of Monmouth Hall opens, and out come two men carrying a draped stretcher.
Ah, yes.
Uh-oh.
Apparently, the coroner's wagon has arrived.
Oh, they got through. Good.
Yeah, they're carrying a body out.
Notes. Edgeworth, notes.
Yes,
Please,
yes.
please. Pardon me.
Yeah.
I'm terribly sorry. I have to get these to the coroner.
I passed the notes I took on the murder scene.
I'm gonna go take those to the men.
That's what you've walked into. Apparently, there was a murder.
Apologies, cousin. There has been several things happening in sleepy old Cambridge.
That's putting it mildly.
So you're going to catch up with Dean Barclay, who's walking with the two men who are carrying the corpse.
Dean Barclay.
A wagon has arrived, and there's two men driving it. One of them gets down to help the two other fellows get the corpse into the back, while the driver remains in his place.
Dean Barclay.
Doctor? Yes.
I'm going to hand him over this piece of paper. I'm going to say I did a preliminary examination of the body. These are the notes that were taken from that examination.
Thank you, Doctor.
I thought you
appreciate
would
it.
like to have those. If there's anything else I could do, please let me know.
Any idea as to who might have done such a thing?
No.
I mean, I understand preliminary.
Very strange markings. It almost looks like he was kicked by a large animal, and the chest, and kicked, and then knocked up the stairs, where he broke his neck. I have no idea what could have done that.
Tragic. Well, I'll have to. Thank you. I appreciate it.
If you have any other questions, please let me know. And then I'm going to head back.
Okay. That man was talking to the man in the academic robe, who then goes over to the others, and then a man announces, Monmouth Hall will be closed through the weekend.
Damn it.
All remaining activities are to be set aside until then. And then two of the servants go inside. They are probably going to look for Mr. Finley and try to either calm him down or take him out.
Are they taking a straight
One
waistcoat?
way or the other. Not visibly, no, but
Okay. They probably will want one.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they're going to need something like that. Or at the very least, a sack.
A sack.
Try to get a sack over his head.
Just let me know when I get back to them during their conversation.
Yeah, so as for you guys, you're still standing on the lawn.
Cousin,
I would like to, not, hold him up, but,
Grab him by the collars.
yeah.
Okay.
You failed to mention that you were engaged.
there were pressing matters involving Egyptology.
You could have included it. You could say Egyptology, and then also, by the way, I'm engaged and you're invited to the wedding because I better be.
Of course.
And yet you failed to mention it to me?
Well, Egyptology?
Have you
Yeah.
have you told your mother?
Of course I've told Mother. You've been traveling! Seeing the wide world! It's hard to keep touch. I'm
And
lucky
yet
I
I
got
came back
to.
to this.
And I'm grateful.
Oh yes, that's definitely the impression I got.
Oh. Ouch.
You were just
Connor looked.
out here babbling like a madman with another man holding you. I don't know what you're doing.
Well, at the moment, we're investigating a murder.
Why?
That's a very good question.
And make this
Our
scene on a log.
colleague,
That's neither here nor there.
our colleague Dr. Payne, was invited to what?
Reading
A
of the will.
funeral. Yeah, a reading of the will of a colleague of his, well, of a professor of his, and it led us down a strange path, to say the least.
And who are you?
I am Edgar Illingsworth. I've been traveling with Dr. Payne and your cousin and Mr. Baker here.
Motions to him,
Who's
like,
insensate?
face down on the ground.
No,
Right,
he's
or
holding him low.
I believe he laid him down because he was in shock,
Yeah.
and
And we
Illingsworth
weren't
is currently
moving, and
not
I'm
wearing
not
a
going
jacket.
to say I'm not going to hold him while
Yeah.
we're not moving.
He's also currently not wearing a jacket because he's draped his jacket over Baker to keep him warm.
Oh.
Okay. Cousin, how do you know all of these people?
We're in the club together.
This is a club.
Yeah.
A murder mystery club? Is that what you've gotten yourself into?
Oh, when you put it like that, maybe a little.
It does kind of sound like that, doesn't it?
We do come across an odd number of cadavers, don't we?
More than my liking.
Well,
She doesn't need to be known to know how many you personally are responsible for, does she?
that's a good point.
But you're right. You've come across a number of dead bodies, some of which you've been responsible for. She doesn't need to know that, right? How many of them weren't dead until you met them?
Quiet,
Just
Joe.
Don't say that. Yeah, for just Soren, just so you know, you do know your cousin is a member of the Mountbatten Club, so maybe that's what he's referring to. It's a gentleman's
Right.
social club in London, so maybe that's what he's referring to. Although I like the sarcasm better in any case.
The sarcasm is excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's how I address my actual family. And Callista is my actual cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So
Is this what the whole gentleman club is up to? You just find dead bodies?
not the whole club. We're a club within a club, if you will. We are scholars of the strange and unusual.
Well, you all are more the scholar type. I'm a little more of the blunt force if we need it.
Lovely. So scholars and the bad boy.
No.
Why? And Graham left.
Up there.
Okay.
And at this point, there's a gentleman trying to get your attention. That would be, of course, Bartholomew.
He's there?
Who?
Remember, he came with
No.
at various points to the office.
He didn't.
and
He didn't
was
come there
checking
with
out.
us this time. We
He
had
did
to
not
get.
come with you, but yeah, you're
Oh,
seeing
okay. Okay.
he did not come from inside the building. He's coming from
Oh.
outside.
If I see him, I need to talk to him.
Apparently, he must have heard that something had happened because he looks like he's out of breath.
Oh, he came a running.
It looks like he ran across the bridge
Tell me when I get
and
there.
runs up saying, "Are you all right? Is there any?" And then stops when he realizes that he was shouting at a group of you, and there's one more of you he doesn't know.
I'm not there yet, right?
So this is the point you'll come back as well.
Perfect.
So you're returning, and so is he, and then he stops. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll wait.
Hmm.
And he
Kind of
withdraws a
you.
few steps.
I do beg your pardon, young lady. I didn't mean to leave so abruptly. I'm terribly sorry. Are you by chance related to the Withers family?
Am I?
Which
She's
one?
using the same picture for herself as I used for Rose, my wife.
Oh
Just
no!
FYI.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. If that's what she looks like, then obviously there is a striking resemblance for some reason.
That would be
Maybe.
And
oh,
that's fine by me. If that's not the case, that's fine too. I'll withdraw the
Not
list.
that you're aware of, but it's possible.
I'm not sure. Sorry.
Quite all right. You bear striking resemblance to my wife. I hope that is not offensive in any way to you.
That
She is quite
sounds
lovely.
interesting. I will take it as a compliment.
Thank
You,
you.
dear.
Oh, you're welcome.
I am related to the man that you were shaking.
To Edgeworth. Oh yes,
me.
cousin. You were yelling about a cousin. Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, he was acting quite strangely. Does he break out into other languages you've never heard of before in your life? Very often?
Perhaps if I hit him really hard. But besides that, no.
Oh, that's fascinating. I would not think that striking a man very hard would cause the kind of reaction. You see, we had quite a shock in there.
Okay.
I'll fully explain in a moment. If you'll excuse me, Mr. Bartholomew, could I have a moment of your time?
Naturally, I came to speak with you.
Oh yes. Is there a book called
He's caught his breath.
Tutmos?
He's caught his breath by now.
Is the Tutmos Proclamation? Was that one of the books of Dr. Wibbles?
I believe so.
Yes.
I'd have to check the list to be certain.
Yes, I have a receipt here for it, as he had not paid for it,
Oh,
and I did.
well, that certainly makes that easier. Thank you.
Yes, I would very much like to have the book if it's all the same to you.
Well, if he hadn't paid for it, I suppose if you've paid the bill for it, it's as much yours as his.
Very good. Whenever it's convenient. I thank you.
No, actually, I heard that there was some commotion involving his office, so I came at once, and I was too late.
Yes, there's a man dead.
Oh dear.
They've taken him away. We went to his office to make sure the murderer was not present within. And of course, something startling was in there. I very, very briefly glance towards Miss Ambrose. Just a bare
Mhm.
flicker of my eyes her way before I say the second half of that sentence.
Mhm.
Something startling was there.
Was it like the other day?
Yes, exactly like the other day.
Oh.
There were someone has put his office into a shambles. Oh, yes.
Well, I trust that the book you inquired of is somewhere amidst the shambles.
Ah,
And if that is the case and that condition is such, I believe I shall be returning to my work at once.
oh yeah,
I
very
am
well.
clearly not needed here.
Hmm.
Well,
I just kind of
Soren,
shake my head.
how are you for psychology? What's your psychology skill?
That's to you,
The rest of you
Callista.
know. Yeah,
Oh, to me?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, because
God.
the rest of you know why Bartholomew doesn't want to stick around. You know how much sanity he lost when he saw the thing. You do not know that.
I've
That's
got no
psychology.
points in psychology.
Okay, so
It's like
this
5%.
man came running,
And
and now
10.
he wants to leave. You're welcome to have a shot at it.
Still a 1 in 10 chance. Come on.
Yeah, okay. Welcome to roll if you want.
If you care.
I'll give it a shot. Why
Why
not?
not? Costs nothing to do it. You're standing there.
Not
Worst-
nowhere near.
Say
Okay.
worst could happen.
93.
She's too busy staring daggers at Edgeworth still.
Yeah.
Don't care who this man is.
Yeah. Fuck this guy. Edgeworth is gonna feel her wrath.
Yeah. So he's leaving, and now the crowd is sort of beginning to break up a bit. People, the looky loose at the edge of the grass, are realizing they're being noticed and going about their business.
Well, what? Probably by now the dead body has been loaded up into the cart, and that's probably going away. So,
Which is what the looky loos were mostly looky looing.
yep.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So you've got the quad more or less to yourself within a few minutes, with the exception of the dean, who's there for several more minutes. The Dean Barclay, who waits for several more minutes until a servant comes, bringing him keys, and then he locks the hall himself. Like, he's taking this very seriously. Like, he has the key personally,
Mm.
and of course he wants people to be aware of that he's locking the hall. It also means that they must have got Mr. Finley out through another door, because you haven't heard anybody shouting in a while.
Mhm.
So either Mr. Finley has calmed down, or the two other men captured him and took him out,
Or he's dead, but
or he's dead. Although if he was dead, you'd think there'd be more commotion going
Yeah,
on inside now, as
probably.
the other two men found him. So more likely he either calmed down, passed out, or was taken out or overcome by the other two men. So you've basically got the quad to yourself at this point. A little after 5 o'clock now.
Yes. Well, cousin, you have arrived at an opportune moment, to say the least.
Have I?
Well, we've got several interesting books to be looking at.
Oh, okay, wonderful. So you called me here so I could read?
Well, technically, I called you to London for your expertise. My cousin is an expert in Egyptology, actually.
Oh, better than you.
Expert.
Much better than me. I'm
Oh,
more
impressive.
European folklore. She has more interest in Africa.
Tell me, do you know cartouches and the picture writing the Egyptians use?
Hieroglyphics, yes,
Hieroglyphics.
darling.
Yes, that's the word. Yes.
I do.
Maybe
I studied them for some time.
maybe you could check Mr. Edgeworth's translations that he's given us. Another set of eyes wouldn't be too harmful, but it's almost dinner time. It'd be terribly rude not to go to take your cousin somewhere nice to eat, wouldn't it?
Yes.
I'm talking to Edgeworth when I said that last part.
Yes, 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 yes.
I
The,
think we could
the
spare an
restaurant.
hour or two, at least.
perhaps a stop by Trinity Hall first, and I gesture to Baker.
Oh, of course, of course. Here, let me help you. I will help you carry Baker towards
Mhm.
Trinity Hall. Miss
Or
Ambrose, we're at Trinity Hall. I give her instructions on how to get there. In the guest
Mhm.
rooms of Trinity
Uh,
Hall, or the guest building.
Housing.
well, Trinity
Guest
Hall
housing,
is
yes.
primarily guest housing.
All right.
Also, if you don't mind using the carriage, that would make it easier to get an unconscious man back.
That is true.
I'm not asking. That seems rude to
Yeah,
me.
I'm not.
So, not gonna put
Yeah,
her
you're gonna have,
out.
Well,
This fine lady
you're gonna have to
comes in a carriage.
you may have to volunteer that, otherwise they're not gonna.
No, we're gonna start making our way
Yeah,
back
like
to
they're
Trinity
picking
Hall.
up. They pick him
all
up.
right.
Yeah,
Give your unconscious friend my regards.
of course, of course.
Yes, that's Mr. Baker. He's quite kind.
So
Okay.
get him back to Trinity Hall and get him installed in a room.
Yes. He's still out.
He is passed from unconsciousness to sleep, it seems.
Okay, good, good. I'm gonna check his
Just
vitals.
like real life.
Just make sure he's,
Yeah.
he's okay, and then we'll tuck him into bed.
Yeah, he seems to be physically okay.
Okay.
Mentally, clearly, he's not. But there doesn't seem to be any physical harm.
Do I know a nice restaurant here in Cambridge that might still be there?
Restaurants are not particularly common. The place
Uh,
No,
one
it's,
goes.
uh,
Halls like for instance Trinity Hall provides its guests with food each night. There
hmm.
are a number of taverns where you can get a meal.
are there any?
Many of them, the ones closest to the college, are largely ones that favor the students and faculty.
Okay.
We can go to a tavern.
So if you want one that's going to be more upscale, probably something like King's Arms,
Yeah, let's go for something upscale.
just off
Yeah.
Bridge Street,
Okay. Off Main Street? Okay, yeah.
which is coincidentally the street that crosses the bridge. They
Hmm.
didn't stay up all night thinking of a better name for it.
That's fine.
Like in many places in the world, people did not stay up
Um,
all night thinking of better names for things. Hey, there's a wall there. What's that street? Wall Street.
I relate that. I
What about
relate.
the street that goes by the oak tree? Oak Street? Yeah. You'd be surprised how common that shit
I'm
is.
gonna relate that to Edgeworth to relate to his cousin.
Yes.
Okay.
Will
Um,
you be joining us later, gentlemen, after you get Baker to safety?
he's safe.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood the timeline.
I
Yes.
wouldn't have told it. I wouldn't have named a place until we got Baker tucked away,
Fair. Okay, then.
and then I
Would you
mentioned
like
it.
to join us? Would you like to join us, gentlemen?
Oh, of course. Yes, thank you very much, Edgeworth. If it's all right with the lady.
Yes, of
Callista.
course. I'd very much like to meet my cousin's friends.
I look at Illingsworth, and then I look at Edgeworth, and then I just nod nervously. And oh, it's not far. We could walk, or if you'd rather take, we could take the carriage.
Well, I can get some exercise at least, and I'll like grab my cousin's arm and like just pat it.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And it's a walk of only a couple of minutes
Hmm.
across Garrett Lane to Bridge Street. And there, the King's Arms. It is quiet tonight.
Yeah.
There are people here, but it's clear that the murder has cast a pall over any kind of social event.
That makes sense.
So the place isn't empty, but as you approach, you'd swear it was because you don't hear anyone. And then when you open the door, you realize there are people eating and drinking here, but the conversations are muted, quiet.
That's perfect. I'm sure ours will be as well.
Yeah.
Um,
So in that sense, it actually kind of works out for you. The
Yeah.
downside is you know exactly why.
mhm.
Hmm.
If we can find a nice table,
Yeah.
just wherever.
Preferably
do.
towards the back.
I don't say that. I don't say anything about the back. I would
Easy
just
enough to do.
I'll look around for a nice table. If Edgeworth leads the way, yeah.
No, we can find a nice table close to the back, just away from people where we can get a little bit more practice.
Nobody is paying much attention to anybody else. You will also hear Driscoll's name mentioned 2 or 3 times as you make your way through.
Mm-hmm.
People talking about what a fine fellow he was, that sort of thing. It's nothing, say nothing but good of the dead. So it's people basically coming up with reasons to like him and to say nice things about him.
Uh,
And the table, send someone up to get your food ordered.
I make sure to pull the chair out for my cousin.
Mhm.
Thank you, dear.
You don't get much of a selection at a place like this. You get what's on offer. You come here for the company and for the atmosphere, not for the selection of food.
That's fine. They have alcohol, right?
Oh, of course.
Definitely some alcohol.
Yeah.
This place has beer on taps and has a wine cellar.
No hard liquor.
They do keep
Brandy.
some distilled spirits and they keep brandies.
Ah, brandy would be
But
delicious right now.
that can be done. Most people come here. Most people favor either the ale or the wine.
Hmm.
But
Oh,
there are bottles of spirits if you want them.
Yes, I will have a brandy with my meal,
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, definitely
and
something stronger.
and then make some small
Yeah.
talk. So,
Okay.
Miss Ambrose, where are you from?
Oh, well, London.
Oh,
We grew up sort of together. At least our families were close. Um, you know, uh,
People often mistook her for my older sister.
indeed. But
interesting. Yes.
we grew apart a little.
I give Edgeworth a look. Like, how dare you?
Yeah.
Edgeworth looks a little terrified of her. It's like,
Well, that's a shame.
uh,
It's a shame when
but
families grow apart.
we're both academically minded, so Callista's far more athletic than I,
Indeed.
and at some point, 10, 15 years ago, she caught the travel bug.
Oh, where have you been?
Oh, a few places. I went through Paris and Nice. Um, Mostly around Europe. I've been to Italy, um, Rome. I'm afraid I haven't been all that far yet.
Well, what did you learn in Egyptology? The Egyptian
Oh,
hieroglyphics and everything.
I'm afraid here in London, nothing too exciting. I had a good friend.
Fascinating. How fascinating. And here we are, in the midst of, well, the reading of a will. You see, one of my professors named me as one of his heirs, but um,
Oh,
he apparently died in late May, and the reading of the will is not until next Saturday, which is quite strange. Seems like a long time. We haven't heard about funeral. Body was buried, I've learned. Uh, and we've run into some. It's all everything's very strange. See, very strange. It's like when those French balloonists that invaded London last month. Just very odd
hmm.
things
Oh,
have been happening.
just so you know, what he's referring to is a balloonist hoax. There were reports of French balloonists invading London. They were, of course, not true.
Right.
There were no invading French balloonists, no matter what people said.
Really, really. Uh, and
Yeah,
so I'm afraid it's my.
Napoleon does own a balloon. That is not the same as an army of invading
He could
balloonists.
just go one at a
Yeah.
time, back and forth.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, unless it was one guy at a time invading one guy at a
we're
time.
British. We'll wait. Anyway, what's
Be gentlemanly about it. Wait for their entire army to arrive
yes,
before we
it's the
fight.
cricket thing to do. Um, what and I'm afraid it's my fault that Edgeworth is here rather than in London. Although even in London, I'm sure he wouldn't be planning his wedding.
Hmm.
They're not getting
It's
married until November.
absurd. Yeah.
November?
Exactly what I said.
Out of season.
You're doing it out of season, cousin.
You know, this cousin. Think about
Perhaps
all the think about all the pompous folk around the town who'll be forced to be recalled back to London.
Oh, that is funny.
It's deeply funny.
You're right.
yes, but poor Miss
My fian-
Delacourt, she loves you so much.
my fiance is very fond of annoying fellow members of the gentry.
That is delightful. I only saw her briefly when trying to find you.
Oh, you've met Miss Delacourt.
Yes.
Isn't she
Again,
delightful?
briefly. Yes.
I'm sure
From
you.
what I've seen, absolutely.
I'm sure you'll both be the best of friends.
I'm sure as well.
Now, quick out of character thing. How do you feel about people who really do enjoy telling the ton to go fuck itself?
I think it is so fucking funny.
Then you will like Miss Delacourt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Wonderful.
I just told her that.
Yeah.
They're going to be
Because,
best
yeah,
of friends.
yeah,
Besties.
yeah. If you're fond of people like that, you're gonna like her.
Yes. I think if given time to speak more, they may relate
Yeah.
in some of their ideologies.
So good. Also, while this is going on, all of you are welcome to make yourselves a spot hidden roll.
Excellent.
Goodness. Oh boy.
Oh, 0-1.
Jesus.
Crit success.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh, I could check
I
it
just
off.
I got a hard success.
Okay.
Normal success.
With a critical success, you will
Failed by
notice
2.
two of the faculty at another table. You don't know them.
Okay.
No, wait. You do know one of them. Keynes. It's
Haynes?
spelled Keynes, but it's pronounced Keynes.
Keynes. Keynes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lucian, I think his first name is.
Okay.
You know him. You do not know the man he's speaking with. But
And
the two of them are very clearly discussing Miss Ambrose.
Oh.
Oh.
With hard success, you will notice that the two of them have been looking in your direction in her direction several times. With a regular success, you will notice that occasionally they have looked at you
Ah.
Eh,
at your
Okay.
table.
Okay.
I know this man.
And with a regular success, you realize you know Mr. Kane, Dr. Keynes as well. You've seen that man before.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
Cousin?
Yes? What is it?
And with the extreme success, by the way, it was clear that the two men are talking about Miss Ambrose. They're doing it discreetly, but with an extreme success, not discreetly enough.
Mm-hmm.
What
Ooh.
is what is the matter?
And of course, Mr. Illingsworth missed the whole damn thing.
Did Illingsworth
Just,
fail?
Yeah, he did.
Illingsworth failed.
Illingsworth's eating, man. He's like, oh
Well,
man,
yeah,
this
he's
is
got-
good.
Actually, it's simple. You're the one sitting on the wrong side. You're the one
Yeah.
sitting on the wrong side of
He's,
the table.
he's probably drinking kind of heavily right now.
You're also the one sitting with your back to their table.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Because somebody's got to be facing away from their table. If you
Yeah.
guys are sitting around
True.
the table,
That makes sense.
True.
Yeah, that totally.
what happens to be that you're the one whose back is to the table where Dr. Keynes and whoever that other man are sitting.
Yeah. I'm just gonna keep drinking my wine and trying to hide my face with it somehow.
Cousin?
Sorry, I don't mean
They
to
won't
pry.
do or say anything directly, but it's clear they recognize you.
I don't mean to pry, Miss Ambrose. Do you know Dr. Keynes?
We frequent the same circles.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, goodbye.
And that's obviously where you know him from.
The same circles.
Indeed.
What circles might those be? The lower layers of hell?
Perhaps. Just waiting for you to come join us.
Hmm.
Saving you a seat there.
I'm not
Sorry
going
about
to
that.
pry, dear cousin. But if there's anything you feel and need to share with us,
This is Dr. Kane. I do not know this man.
Well, he's right behind you.
Oh.
Okay,
Then there's
Elizabeth just
that.
looks around and stares at the table.
You said he's right behind
Yeah.
you.
He's at the next
You say,
table
don't
over
look.
there.
Don't look, but he's right behind
That's okay.
you.
Miss Ambrose, do you mind me asking who the other gentleman is? Do you know both of them?
Sorry, who was the other? Do I know them?
Actually, no, you don't know the other man.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not
You've
sure.
seen his face once before, but you never learned
Okay.
his name.
Okay, cool. I'm afraid I don't know him personally. He may have been at one of my matches, though.
Your
I think I recognize his face.
your matches. Your
Yes. Yes. I did say that, didn't I?
play cricket. Wait, what what?
Sort of.
No, wait. What sports do women play in this time? Do they play
Whatever
tennis?
they want. No,
Do they play
fine with
tennis?
you.
Is tennis invented?
Racket, the only
Table
sport you could
tennis.
think of offhand that a woman might likely to play that involves a match would be either tennis or some kind of racket sport like
Then I
fives.
would say tennis instead of cricket. I would have said, do you play
And
tennis?
there aren't many women who play cricket that you're aware of. There are a number of women who play either tennis or fives.
Okay, that's what I said then. Do you play tennis?
No, I don't. I'm a boxer.
I'm trying to wrap my mind around
Yeah,
this.
I looked and said, I'm dumbfounded by that for a second. All right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, that came out quick.
That's Are they involved? I'm not going to gesture towards them. Are they involved in this boxing, ladies boxing? I take it.
Well,
There's
well,
ladies boxing.
it's sort of everyone's boxing. They're rather open-minded.
Oh, oh,
They
interesting.
even let the Irish play.
That is open-minded.
And the
Mhm.
Americans.
Quite.
I know.
Well,
Remember,
that's
there's a big,
neither.
remember, there's a huge match coming up in a couple of months between the American champion Molyneux and the British champion Cribb.
Mhm.
What is Doctor Keynes? What is he a doctor of? Is he medical or is he some
Uh,
philosophical or PhD or what? Do I remember?
you never took any classes with him.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure that he teaches theology,
okay.
which would
Just
explain why
curious.
you took no classes with him.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Um, my character's obviously Dr. Payne's still obviously a little flabbergasted by lady boxers. He's really having difficulty getting his mind
Yeah.
around that.
Yeah.
He looks at you again. He looks at your face very carefully, and he's just obviously deep in thought about this. Like,
I've broken him.
Actually, you'd also know who
Starting to
would know.
study your skeletal structure and all that stuff.
Yeah, you know who also would probably know more about Lucian Keynes?
oh, who
Uh,
do I know?
Mrs. Stevenson.
She's that gossip lady.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well, also her husband taught divinity.
Oh, he did teach divinity. I didn't make that connection.
Her
I'm still
husband
the boxing threw me.
maybe
Dr.
her
Payne's
husband may be a
probably done for
colleague.
the night.
That's all I can think about.
Yeah, he's like just
Yeah.
trying to picture it in his head. He's like not quite
And
able to
apparently,
do it.
Dr. Keynes is also a sporting fan.
My
Enjoy.
cousin has always had a gift for pugilism, dating back to our youth.
Oh, that's fascinating. No, he's not any kind of threat to you or anything, is he?
Oh, goodness, no,
Oh, very
no.
good, very good. Well, I
He
couldn't help
just
notice they were.
watches the matches. It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
In fact, you've probably seen him more at matches you were watching than participating. In other words, he's a potential threat reputation-wise because
Yeah.
it might harm your reputation to be known as a boxing fan. On the other hand, it also means you know that he's a fan of that sport too.
Yeah.
So there's a potential for mutually assured reputation destruction here if you
Yes.
wanted to go at it.
I thought that Dr. Payne meant like a physical threat to me.
Yeah, no.
That's why I said no.
Yeah, no.
No, I'm good.
So,
Oh, very well,
unless
very
there's
well.
more to him than you know. I mean, for all we know, he's a serial killer. But
Yeah, true.
we're not aware of that. There's no
Gentlemen.
evidence to suggest that's true.
It's like Illingsworth. Anyway,
Gentlemen, I mean no exaggeration when I do say that my cousin
Fox.
could probably put any man in this room into the ground quite comfortably.
What about something that kicks like a mule, with fists like bar stools, and knocks a man up the stairs to break his neck, On the way down. Oh, no, on the way up.
Is this a riddle?
Oh, did I say that out
Kind
loud?
of.
I'm sorry.
It
Yes.
might be.
It did, yeah.
It might be if we're going to be bringing my cousin into the investigation to some extent. It might be prudent to catch her up.
It might be prudent to
And
ask her if she has any interest, Edgeworth.
that's a good question. Cousin.
Yes.
It took him forever to ask Miss Delacourt to marry him as well.
It does take a while to get around to
Like-
things, doesn't it?
He does.
Would you have any interest in joining us in this mysterious endeavor we found ourselves in? We could
Well.
use your unique perspective.
We could use her fists.
Indeed.
If she is an excellent pugilist, as you said, and then that we might. I'm gonna sip my brandy and try to calm myself.
Yeah, I take another. I don't sip mine. I take another swig.
Everyone's drinking.
Doing
No, I
this
mean, he's
with
not
alcohol,
downing it in one shot, but it's a
Okay.
gulp. Like, it's not a
Doing
sip though.
doing this with alcohol present was the exact right move.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was.
that's what we needed. Well, I have always wanted to be a part of your gentlemen's clubs. They sound so elite.
That's fine. That's fine. Yes. Well. Uh, the Dr. Wibble's a very strange man. Very private. We found that he died. I found that he died without any infirmities of his body. It was described as if his soul just left, decided to go on its merry way. And to be quite blunt and brief and honest, we believe that he contacted something. Have you ever heard of something called Nyarlathotep?
I, as Soren, have as
Yeah.
my character.
Yeah, the name is rendered usually as Night Pharaoh or Black Pharaoh, or who comes by night. Because Pharaoh is not implicit, but because the name appears in a cartouche, he's usually regarded as a king.
Okay.
But the name Nyarlathotep, the literal meaning is who comes by night, or who comes in the darkness, or who arrives out of the night. And that he shares with the same. It's the same root found in names like Imhotep.
Yeah, okay.
So
Yes,
whether
I
he was
am-
a real pharaoh or a mythical figure is debatable.
Okay.
According to the readings that Edgeworth and Mr. Baker have translated, Dr. Wibble has made some agreement with this person, this Nyarlathotep person, to give each of us, the 7 of us, I believe, a gift of some kind.
Are you actually showing her the documents?
No, we don't. I don't have them here. The letter that I got is probably back at Trinity Hall. I don't have any documents with me right now, so I'm just
So
trying to
these are
explain it
training.
to her. I can show. We'll show her the documents as soon as we can, but written in.
Well, you could also go get them if you want. Remember, you're a 5-minute walk away from Trinity Hall.
Yeah.
I'm just going to explain for now, and we'll get on to the
Okay.
actual physical evidence here in a few minutes.
The
sorry.
late Dr. Wib. Sorry, sorry to interrupt.
No. Go ahead.
The late Dr. Wibble also seemed to have a keen interest in the art of necromancy.
Yes.
What?
And kept a disturbing suite of embalming implements.
According to
Each
his.
marked with. Oh, you go.
Finish. No, you would finished. I apologize.
Each bearing various hieroglyphics and symbols of the occult. Dr. Payne?
His wife left him after he brought a corpse. into their apartment. This was years ago, before I even knew the man.
Understandable.
Yes, quite. We are theorizing that when Dr. Whipple died, he thought that he was contacting Nyarlathotep instead of going to the, what is it called, the plain of reeds, the
Field of Reeds.
fields of reeds. Instead of going there, he would go with Nyarlathotep, who would not take him to an Egyptian afterlife, but to some place where he could continue his studies and potentially gain more power. In a moment of, how do I put this lightly? In a moment of confusion. Wait, has Edgeworth told us? Edgeworth hasn't told us that yet. When you went crazy and started speaking in Egyptian, you came to the realization, I believe, that when Wibble went in, something else came out.
Yeah.
You haven't told us that yet. I'm sorry that I don't bring that up.
No, you're good.
But
I was about to get to there.
You can interrupt me at that point.
And when Wibble created his gateway to this place beyond, something came back.
What?
And that something I fear is killing in Cambridge.
Yes, that's why I brought up the fists the size of bar stools and the ability to kick a man up the stairs, where he breaks his neck. At the top.
Perhaps is the thing that killed Arthur Driscoll.
Yeah, we described the scene in which we found Arthur Driscoll's dead body.
I will sanitize the description for the lady.
Of course.
A little bit, so it's not quite so graphic. Just mention that, yeah. We have felt its presence in Monmouth Hall twice now, and my companions, I believe, felt its presence, or the presence of something, in Dr. Wibble's apartment. Is it Lambeth Hall? His apartment?
Laughlin Hall.
Okay, Laughlin Hall.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a bookseller of odd books, esoteric tomes, who has felt something in his shop since Dr. Wibble's death. I'm going to check my watch again.
Actually, speaking of which, when you mentioned the bookseller, notice he's actually here.
Oh,
Oh!
I need to talk to him.
He's actually eating his dinner here.
Is he alone?
No.
Damn. Well, who is he with?
A man you don't know.
Okay. So they're probably talking business.
Probably. It's an older man with a neatly trimmed gray beard and drab clothing. He has a crush top hat style hat sitting on the table next to him.
Is that a short top hat?
Yeah.
Okay.
One of those kind of fashionable. More so than perhaps his clothing.
I'm going to try to gesture a waiter over.
Okay.
And I'm going to take one of my cards and a pencil, and on the back I'm going to just write, do not wish to interrupt, but would like to speak to you, and sign my name.
Okay.
And then I'm going to ask the waiter to take it to, and I'm going to make sure I point out that gentleman.
Okay.
And you
the
can
waiter
point
will
him.
Happily do that.
You can point him our way.
Of course.
Thank you.
He's perfectly happy to do that.
Okay. Yeah.
Just for your, so because you've never seen, out of character, the man they're talking about is a small man.
Oh yeah.
Like, is he actually a dwarf or is he just short? Sitting down, it's hard to be certain.
Yeah.
Thinning black and gray hair, little round eyeglasses, and at the moment he's wearing a bright green coat that is threadbare. Like, he clearly does not spend money on his clothing. In other words, he probably bought that coat when it was in style 20 years ago, and he's still wearing it. Because, probably not the kind of guy who cares. So
it still fits. Why should he get rid of it?
Exactly. Just because fashionable people buy new coats each year doesn't mean he has to.
Each year? each season.
Or each season. Okay. Yeah. Well, how many points do you have in fashion?
Oh, not many that are in fashion, but I do like to buy a nice waistcoat now and then.
Do I have?
So each
Oh,
year for
there
you,
is. There is a fashion skill.
Damn,
Yeah.
you're right. It is
I'm
Yeah,
aware of that.
I
Yes,
am in fashion.
yes. So for
what
you, it's each year.
fashion skill.
Yes, there is.
Oh no,
Yeah,
Yeah, there is. Of course, there is.
of course there is.
I should really drop mine to 5%.
And notice, incidentally, it's not just about your own sense of fashion. One of the things the fashion skill is actually very useful for is you can sometimes learn a lot about people by what they wear.
Critical fail on my fashion skill check. I think his suit looks pretty good. I
Yeah,
really
he looks
like
great.
it. That's
Yeah,
snazzy.
maybe you should get a coat
Holy
like that.
crap, 97. I was kind of hoping
Yeah,
that would
maybe
happen.
maybe you should. Olive green has got to be in this year.
Oh, I
You
have to
should get
remember that.
yourself
I
an
have to
olive
remember.
green coat.
I guess definitely when we get
Yeah,
back to London, I'm going to buy an olive green waistcoat. Um,
yeah.
anyway, I sent
You
him that
look
note.
great.
I
You look
apologize to
great.
Miss
We promise.
Ambrose. I apologize to Miss Ambrose for interrupting the conversation.
Oh, it's all right.
Yes, Mr. Pearsall, Mr. Yes, that gentleman's shop, Mr. Pearsall's shop. He's a bookseller. Um, uh, what I look towards Illingsworth and I look towards Edgeworth. As Edgeworth jumps up and runs away. I don't know.
Bye.
He's having some issues with his
Yeah,
connection.
that sucks.
Obviously.
But
Yeah,
um,
I've heard him
Yep. There
walking
you
up,
go.
and I
Yeah.
don't know where he's going.
Hi, sorry, I'm
Hold on.
experiencing technical difficulties.
that's okay. The
Yep.
last
Just head
We sort of
downstairs
figured.
and you just head downstairs and use the same cable.
Yeah, we can be in the same computer if you want.
you could do
It's
that.
true.
Um, yes, and our last encounter with whatever it was that we was in Dr. Whipple's office. Um, left young Connor here, babbling in a language that I did not understand. He doesn't
Nor I.
remember any of it, any of what happened.
Hmm.
Yeah, I look towards Illingsworth when he says that.
Yeah.
Mr. Baker fainted dead away, and Mr. Oh, I don't have his name on this list. I named the name of the, the custodian at Monmouth Hall
Finley.
who lost
His
his
name was
shit
Finley.
and started like Finley. Yes, Mr. Finley.
It's
Uh,
been like,
uh, a ranting madman, wishing to get everyone out of harm's way.
That's probably the guy you heard screaming about everybody out.
Right. Makes
Uh,
sense.
and affected. I don't know about Mr. Illingsworth. He seems to have been made of steel. I myself was quite disturbed as well.
Hmm.
I was
It
say
sounds
it's
disturbing.
quite
It was
disturbing.
shocking.
Yeah. Though I'm still not certain if I ever really saw anything.
I don't know what I saw. It didn't seem to have a. It had a presence more than a shape.
Yes.
Hmm.
I have a vague recollection.
Oh.
A monstrous alligator with the features of a serpent and an octopus.
Oh, that's reassuring.
I'm afraid I don't remember much more of that. And like the image flashes back into my mind. I'm like,
Well,
sorry.
Braveheart Edgeworth. I'm gonna push his drink
Braveheart.
closer to him.
Oh, and actually,
Gesture for another.
when he does that, Callisto picks something up. And one of the things he babbled, APEP.
Ooh,
I mean, after
Wait.
all, the thing he's describing, imagine an ancient Egyptian encountering that and imagining it as a crocodile monster, as APEP, the devourer.
Were you speaking Egyptian, darling?
was I?
Do you know any Egyptian?
Never
I
heard
know
it
enough.
spoken,
You just
but
never
the
heard it
name
spoken.
suggests what the rest of the language might be.
I don't know. I didn't understand it. I've never heard the language before in my life. I look at Illingsworth questioningly.
No, I've never heard it.
Have
So
you
I
heard,
don't.
have you heard any Egyptian Edgeworth before? Do you know any Egyptian?
I've only seen cursory fragments of the language, mostly more than I ever have in the past few days we've been researching. Kevin, could I make some kind of roll to plumb the depths of my mind and pull out a few key phrases that might rise to the surface?
Actually, yeah. Make an intelligence roll. How much can you actually remember anything you said?
Yeah, good question.
Oh, nice. That'd be awesome if you could remember it.
Only
Yeah,
one way
that
to
would be
find out.
very helpful.
Uh, I'm gonna spend 7 points of luck to turn that into a success.
Okay. So with regular success, um, the name APEP certainly comes to mind. And that's the key that everything else sort of hangs on.
Mhm.
That imagine an ancient Egyptian having that vision and calling this thing, this crocodile monster, by a name.
Mm,
APEP is as good a name as you've got for it. Around that, you can't remember much else. Some of its traits, perhaps. Who comes to devour? The eater. And there was also something in there away from APEP before, or maybe long after you saw the creature, that speaks of not the field of reeds, but something, some place. And the last you can recall of it is some place that is not Ma'at.
mm.
Now, Ma'at is one you can't do much with, but Callista can.
Are you telling us all this, Graham?
Yes, as Kevin's relating it, I'm babbling out in sort of a stream of consciousness more than anything, not taking the time to properly order my ideas, just throwing out terms that
Yeah.
I only vaguely
I'm
recognize.
looking very concerned at Edgeworth during this.
Oh, yeah. So on the one hand, you've got the idea that the thing that's manifesting is some variant of APEP.
He's
And of
fine.
course, imagine a crocodile kicked you in the face.
Yeah.
Would that suit the size of a bar stool? Yeah, it would.
It's a big
Yeah.
crocodile.
So you may now have a name to your intangible killer. And the other part about not Ma'at, Ma'at is a concept that doesn't translate. It
Mm.
can mean balance, righteousness, justice,
Ha!
doing enough but not too much. To achieve Ma'at is to do what you are supposed to in life, neither too much nor too little. So there's no good translation for it in English. But the thing the place comes from, this place you saw him to, and perhaps the place Wibble imagined he would go, is a place that is beyond Ma'at, a place where the law of balance, sanity, and realistic middle road does not apply. To the Egyptian, in other words, that's hell.
Yeah.
And of course, what Callista can add here, if you wish, is the idea that when you die, your heart is weighed against the feather of Ma'at,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when you
and
said balance.
you're supposed to balance. And if your
Yeah.
heart does not balance, what can happen is you can be devoured by Apep the crocodile,
Yeah.
Right.
or you can be left wandering on the west bank of the Nile as a ghost. In other words, you want to balance with Ma'at.
Yeah.
How
So
So,
does one do
what
so?
Wibble imagines is a place where Ma'at does not apply. You do not need to balance it because Ma'at cannot see you there. And by the way, it's worth pointing out, Ma'at is both a concept and also embodied as a goddess. So it is a thing and also a being.
Ah, religion. You're so confusing.
Yeah, religion. It makes shit up as it goes along.
Yeah.
It sure does.
The Egyptians were no different than everybody else, making shit up as they go along.
mm,
Well, whatever this
But
thing
the concept of
is.
Ma'at is a kind of cool idea.
Yeah.
But it's central to what Egyptians believed for thousands of years.
Well, whatever it is,
So that's what some of what you can remember. And granted, you're not remembering all of it, but what you can remember fits those two categories. And because you have Callista, she can add in details in terms of knowledge that make sense of the things you are remembering. Because by itself, you remember you said something about Ma'at, and okay, what the hell does that mean?
And you relayed all this to us?
Mhm.
So this is
Yes.
going to be a
That's
long
helpful.
conversation between what
Yeah,
Connor can remember and what Callista can now begin making sense of based on her knowledge of these things.
I'm continually checking my watch.
By the time this is done, it is close on 9 p.m.
I am not staying. I will not be there that long. Did Mr.
Okay.
Pearsall?
He appears to have finished his business, so around the time you are getting ready to leave, he comes over to you.
Yes. Oh dear. It's probably. But when I'm leaving, at least a half an hour before sundown.
Yeah.
Um. But yeah, Mr. Pearsall. Do
You ask to see me.
yes, just for a moment. Do you happen to
May
have?
I? And he indicates a
Yes,
chair.
of course, of course. Do you? I'm just about to leave, but I just wanted to quickly ask you if you happen to have another copy of the Thutmose Proclamation. Perhaps one I could just
An-
borrow or purchase.
Another copy?
It's that
Oh,
rare.
no. No, sir.
Damn.
It's quite rare. I can seek you out one.
It would take probably weeks, wouldn't it?
Months, I assure you.
Yes, that won't do. But thank you very much, sir. I
Now,
apologize. I don't mean to be rude or unkind.
no, not at all. I might be able to get you. Well, the Tutmosis Proclamation in its original text is almost unattainable.
No, no, no. It doesn't have to be. It could be a translation, preferably in English or Latin or German. Or I'm looking at the others at the table. Or like
The only
Don't look at
translation
me.
that might be
another language.
accessible in Giles is probably the Howell translation,
How?
and I do not recommend that.
Oh,
I'm told that Mr. Howell's skills in translating were lacking.
blast. Is there a Latin edition?
Unfortunately, no.
What? I'm
What
I
I acquired, no, what I acquired for Dr. Wibble was the original text.
in Egyptian.
Naturally.
Oh, very good, very good. I'm trying to get my hands on that. That's some.
Although I believe his edition did contain a partial translation in Demotic Greek,
Mm,
if it was the Athenian edition, which I believe it was. I don't have the receipt handy, of course.
of course, that's quite all right. I do appreciate your time. I'm sorry to if I interrupted you with some of your with your
No, not at
companion.
all. I was quite finished. And door opening. Oh, okay, cat. And every time in the middle of the game, the door opens on its own. Then I realize, no, because I didn't latch the door. That's a cat
Okay.
pushing his way in.
Baby! I want to see the
And
baby.
he just left.
Baby says, I'm a cat. I'm in
Yeah.
charge around here.
Both of our cats are camera shy.
Okay.
Oh no.
They know when I've got the camera going, and neither of them wants to appear on camera. I
Aw.
have occasionally been able to capture one and get them on camera, but neither of them appreciate it.
Graham, do you know where Percy is?
Oh yeah, he's up here with me in the kitchen.
Would you show him, please?
Nope. Give me a moment.
And I could probably go capture Linus.
No, don't.
Oh no!
Right
I'm
now.
sorry.
No,
Yeah,
he
he
moved.
lost,
This.
I'm
He lost
sorry.
it.
I shake his
That's
hand.
quite all right.
I will shake Mr. Pearsall's hand and thank him again,
Yep.
and then
Yep.
I will apologize. But I'm going to head back
Oh.
to the Trinity Hall guest house.
Can I ask you a question then?
Of course.
Why do you need another edition of the Tutmos Proclamation? I
I'm.
was under the impression that you were able to access the one I ordered for Dr. Wibble.
Dr. Wibbles is locked up right now, and I will probably not be able to get to it till Monday or Tuesday.
Oh, well, that's quite a problem, isn't it?
It could be. Hopefully not.
Yeah, I could certainly not get you another edition of that earlier than Monday.
That's quite all right, Mr. Pearsall. I was.
These processes are time consuming.
Of course, of course. And I thank you anyway. I thank you for letting me know this.
He'll shake your hand and head out.
I'll head out at the same time. I got to get
Okay.
back to Trinity Hall. I apologize again to everybody at the table. I look at pull my watch out again. I'm looking at the window. I really must get back.
It's getting dark out.
Yep, I'm heading out.
Okay,
That's
so
all
you
right.
back
Scamper,
to
scamper,
Trinity Hall.
scamper.
Get back.
Yeah, apparently he turns into a pumpkin at a certain hour.
Ugh. I know some people like that.
Now, are you guys sticking around here much longer? Anything else to be done?
I'll probably still drink some more and make small talk or whatever, but that I don't know what. Like my guy doesn't really have much to offer as far as knowledge on Egyptology or anything occult related. So
Fair.
Fair enough.
he does have a high education, just doesn't know anything about anything specific.
That's fine.
Well, what education does for you in this kind of a setting is education is what you would use to, say, solve a math problem, recognize a text in Latin, even if you can't necessarily translate it,
Okay,
know a historical fact,
right.
like the name of a king or a battle or something. That's what your education covers things like that.
Yeah,
Egyptology was not offered at English private schools.
right.
Your education won't help you much there.
Also,
Latin and Greek, however, were. So that's why, for instance, an education role might allow you to piece together a translation of something in Latin or Greek.
Okay, but still, like he probably did not do well in those classes anyway. But
Yeah, you may have, and you may remember little or nothing of what you learned in those. You sat
Yeah.
through classes in having to do Greek grammar, and you don't remember fuck all about it.
right.
and Kevin, you said it was going to take them till about 9 o'clock to finish Connor's stream of consciousness with
Yeah,
Miss
so you've
Ambrose,
cut out
like
around that
figuring
time.
it all. Yeah, I cut out before then because it'll be dark by then.
And then, unless there's anything else to be done other than relax a bit, hang out, drink a bit more. Oh,
Yeah,
right. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, I was just saying, like I'm just like trying to cope with what all happened today. So
Good enough.
cope, forget. It's a fine line.
Now, the other thing, of course, is that Miss Ambrose is going to need a place to stay.
Hmm.
Can she
So-
stay at the Trinity Guest?
No, Trinity Guest House, remember, is for those involved with scholarship and their immediate companions.
Okay.
Your footman has acquired you lodgings at St. John's Guest House, which is down the block and around the corner.
All right. I will escort
So
my cousin.
you're basically less than a 5-minute walk away.
Mhm.
And again, everything in Cambridge is a 5-minute walk away. That's the point. It's a small town and it's a college town. There's nothing that takes more than 10 or 15 minutes to walk to. So, is there anything else to be done? Is there anything else to be done tonight?
One last thing. When Connor comes back, I want to tell him I'm going where the Tutmos proclamation is, that it's probably an Egyptian, and I'm going to ask him if his cousin might be able to translate or read it, because there might be some answers in there
Mhm.
as to what Wibble was trying to do. Excuse me. It was the last book that he bought. Is
We
that
know it
possible?
was.
Is that a possibility?
I believe so. It might contain details on the ritual he used, and
Mm-hmm.
in that we might learn a way to banish this entity which has crossed into our realm.
You could do that?
I have no idea.
Oh. Oh, I was. Don't give me hope like that, Edgeworth.
Once again, making things up as we go along.
Yep. And
The
we
problem
can't.
here is that the book is probably in his office.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go back to
The
his
hall
office.
is locked until Monday.
Yeah,
And
we can't
as you
get in.
remember, one, you encountered the thing in his office, and two, the thing apparently knocked everything all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
So
I
even
think-
if you get into the office, you're going to have to sort through a bunch of knocked over bookshelves to find the thing you're looking for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Illingsworth can do it. He hasn't even been scared by the thing once yet. Oh wait, no, wait. He
No,
freaked
I
out too.
have.
He lost 6 sanity. All
I
right.
have.
No,
Yep.
no.
I haven't.
So here's the question then.
Damn.
Come Saturday, are you going to attempt to enter Monmouth Hall while it's in lockdown?
No.
We gotta. Are you?
It'll be funny.
This is so classic. Like
All right. If Edgeworth
breaking and
says
enter-
we need to get in there right now,
okay.
Dr. Payne will break down and be like,
my-
"All right.
My
we don't
my
have a
log
key."
my logic is that we are in a a bit of a time crunch. The reading of the will is approaching,
It's next Saturday,
and
yes.
if we get access to this tome and it does contain an answer to what we seek, it might take time to pierce our way through it. It may be more than 5 days.
Probably not wrong.
Well, I could ask. What the heck was the dean's name that had the keys?
Barclay.
Barclay. I can ask Dean Barclay if we could go in. I could ask Doctor
Martel Thomas.
Martel Thomas if he can get us in.
He's probably your best bet, because remember, he wants to know what the hell
Yes,
Ribble was
yes.
doing as well.
Hmm.
But we'll also need a key to the office.
Hmm.
I can retrieve my property from it legally.
That would be a good excuse.
And
So
Bartholomew
okay,
won't go with you, but might be willing to let you
right.
borrow the key, the office key.
So let's go talk to Bartholomew first. Bring your cousin. She seems like she could be very persuasive.
Very.
We'll meet at the place he is staying in half an hour. Will that give her time to get ready? I know ladies take a long time to get ready. Rose does. Rose takes a very long time, and that's fine. I don't mind waiting.
It's
I'll,
all those
I'll, I'll,
hooks. It's all
I'll,
those hooks that they have to deal with.
There are a lot of
I'll
hooks.
share a lady's secret that my cousin once bestowed upon me.
Oh, is this one of those secrets like that poem? I didn't like that poem.
No, no, I do it intentionally.
Oh, well, that's quite all right.
Do they need that much time to get ready? No. Are they taking that much time to get ready?
That's
Yes.
quite all right. I would never rush Rose. Oh, she smells so pretty. Anyway, um, yes. So, yeah, Bartholomew first. He should have a list that says where the book is. That's what we need to find out first.
So first thing is you collect yourselves together, get some
Mhm.
breakfast, and then over to Bishop's Hall, where Mr. Bartholomew is staying.
And he's dead.
No, he's not.
Good.
He doesn't look great. The apartment he's staying in now smells distinctly like coffee. That would be the pot of it that is still bubbling, and the however many cups he's already in,
Oh, God.
because he looks like a man who hasn't slept.
I go over and open the window again.
Yep.
I don't even ask this time. Mr. Bartholomew, are you all right?
I'm so close. I'm so goddamn bloody close. Please come in and close the door.
That's when I'll go over and open the window.
And I will close the door.
Close to what?
Figuring it out. Your translations were helpful. There's something here. There must be something here. Some point to this, some method to the madness. Why would Dr. Wibble invite these people and none other? These texts and none other? What does it mean? It's my onus. I need to understand what this man meant. And by the way, his desk is covered with half-written notes,
Yeah.
some of which are ringed with the bottom of coffee cups, like where his cup has dripped over, and he's put it down on top of his notes. His eyeglasses are hanging from the wall, like he stuck them on a hook.
Okay.
His shirt sleeves are rolled up, his coat tossed over the bed.
Mr. Bartholomew, we have some idea of what we think Dr. Wibble was about.
Well, then, for God's sake, tell me. Now, please, tell me.
Very well. It might sound quite insane. He was a strange man and possibly mad. But we believe that he thought he was transferring his soul across to the afterlife to the being Nyarlathotep, who is written about and I gesture towards some of this paperwork on the table. And
how was that crazier than any other man and his god?
Yes, but do you remember Mr. Bartholomew the other day in his office?
Yes.
The strange feeling. Yes. Uh,
It wasn't a feeling. It it had hold of me. It had no
yes.
finger, but it had hold of me. I remember that. I remember that very distinctly. Would that I would forget that.
Yes. I might be able to help you with that, sir. Um,
But now I need to know. I need to
very well,
understand.
very well. Honesty has always been Mr. Edgeworth's policy, and it's mine too as well. So we
I
theorized that when he died and went to the other side, something came back through, possibly.
He opened a gateway to a place beyond right and wrong, uh, some kind of distant realm of dark knowledge. And
that
from that realm crept something even darker still.
that feels it feels like the most sensible thing anyone has said all day. I myself, I feel like how may I explain? I feel like a man in a tunnel. Imagine you were entering a tunnel and you were desperate for light. And as awful as the tunnel was, the light you had passed more than halfway down the tunnel. Thus, the light to go through and come out the other end was a shorter way than to retreat by whence you had come. Do I make sense?
Yes.
This is how I feel. Like this
A
man in
chilling
the
amount.
tunnel. And if I go back, I will be trapped in darkness longer than if I proceed forward.
The other thing that seems to make some sense with all of this is that this Nyarlathotep fellow uh, has been invited to the reading of the will.
Will he come then?
We do not
I
know.
think he will. I imagine he will then. Everything else has come to pass.
Yes. Um, so we'd like to borrow the key to Dr. Wibble's office, if you don't mind. I would like to retrieve that book. We're hoping it has some answers that might be able to help us
Anything that
stop.
secures answers, anything at all, take what you need. Anything that secures answers.
Oh, thank you. That's what we're trying to do, is find out what.
Secure them back from me.
Wait,
I
what do you say?
must know. I
We will.
must know.
Mr. Bartholomew will tell you anything that happens.
At this point, there's a knock on the door.
Okay.
It's
I.
one of the houseboys. It says, Mr. Bartholomew, sir, a letter for you,
Oh, that's right.
delivered by messenger.
I did post his letter last week back to his
Yeah,
office.
Hmm.
except the thing the messenger boy, the houseboy hands him, is not a response from London. It's a scroll.
Ooh,
It's a rolled piece of what appears to be papyrus.
Does he look at it in horror?
He takes it as if he's afraid it's going to bite him. Like
Mr.
he handles it the way you would handle like a poisonous snake.
Mr. Bartholomew, we have this young lady. I beg your pardon. Is Miss Callista Ambrose? Miss Ambrose, Mr. Bartholomew, a solicitor from London. I
Oh dear
apologize.
God, I failed to notice you entirely.
Yes,
My
it has been.
apologies. You are not Mr. Baker.
I, you can see Mr. Bartholomew is quite distressed. Um,
Indeed, and my
sh-
deepest apologies.
Miss
Quite
Ambrose
all right.
can read and write Egyptian. Is that correct?
Oh dear God,
And
thank you. Yes,
Yes.
hieroglyphics. Perhaps she should take a look at this, if you don't mind,
and
Miss Ambrose.
he will
Yeah, of
hand you
course.
the scroll. It's small,
Okay.
and when
It's
you
weird.
clip and unroll it, it's only about that big, so it's tiny.
A hand comes out, grabs her by the face.
The text is in hieroglyphic,
Damn it.
and basically the entire message is, "I agree. I attend."
Okay, gotcha.
oh,
It's essentially two words.
Is there a signature?
There's the cartouche, the one that designates Nyarlathotep. This is a proclamation, is what it is.
Yeah. Did you read it out loud to us?
An announcement that the Black Pharaoh has accepted the invitation.
Yeah. I will read it out loud as I'm translating. Like, well, it appears you were right.
Where's
You
the
guys will
messenger?
recognize the You guys will recognize the cartouche. You've seen it several times now.
I'm stopping the servant boy. Where's the messenger who brought this?
Sir?
Who brought this to the building to you?
Oh, no. I didn't take the message, sir. It was delivered. Oh, you mean to whom? Who took possession of it and gave it to me, sir?
Yes, that's a good start.
Oh, well, I suppose that would be Mr. Green.
Is Green the guy in charge of the building?
He's probably the day manager.
Great. Is he here right now?
Downstairs, I imagine.
Oh.
He summoned me to his desk to carry this up the stairs.
Take me to Mr. Green, please. I'll be right back. Anyone else who wishes to come, I would love for you to.
Well, this way then.
I'll be right back,
Is
Mr.
anyone,
Bartholomew.
is anyone else going with the houseboy and Dr. Payne?
I would like to go.
Edgeworth.
I don't know if I can help with this or not, but I will go if you want me.
Okay. So, you take the key from Mr. Bartholomew.
Yeah, I already got the key.
Leave him here.
Okay.
That leaves only Illingsworth. Let the man get back to his work.
Yeah, you say yeah. I'll head with him then too. Yeah.
Okay. So downstairs to the little manager's office at Bishop's Hall, with that little sign that says manager. It doesn't have a name on it. Mr. Green apparently spends a lot of time at his desk. And the reason for that is self-evident when he rises to greet you. That would be the leg he's standing on. Please note the singular in that sentence.
Ah.
Gotcha.
A crutch leans against the wall for when he needs to leave the office. Yeah, he's missing one leg below the knee. So yeah, he doesn't get out much, unless he has to. He spends his time seated at his desk.
Mr. Green.
On the desk, of course, the work that you expect of managing a guest house. Yes, please, come in.
Could you tell us who delivered this? I'll gesture towards Miss Ambrose, who's holding the scroll.
You still have the scroll.
I guess so. Yeah.
But you roll
That's
it
right.
up so he sees it. The man never gave me his name.
Could you describe him?
I can, sir. He was quite distinctive.
Oh, no.
He was tall and swarthy of complexion. And his suit was gold. Most striking.
Did he have a beard?
Indeed.
I'm thinking of the
Small.
Egyptian pharaohs who had that beard that was wrapped up.
Yeah, small and well kept.
Very well. Well, thank you. I slip him
And he wore dark glasses, too.
When was he here?
Not a few minutes ago.
Thank you. I'm running out to the street.
Oh,
I run after him.
all right. I guess we're running.
Sorry.
Yeah. So I'd probably take a second at that as well, and then follow. But
I don't say anything. I just take off. I'm looking up and down the street for Mr. Hotep.
If he was, he is not anymore.
Damn. Oh, pardon my language.
It's all right.
Yeah. By the way,
Kevin.
I am saving an image here.
Oh, God.
Ooh.
I'm saving an image and I'm uploading it to give you a sense of what I mean by a gold suit. So this is not, the man himself.
It's made of gold, right?
Let's see, what do I want here? Text and info.
is it like Eddie
Yeah,
Murphy's Golden
gaming
Child kind of robes?
Not a robe, a proper suit,
Oh, okay.
like that. I don't know if can you see that?
Is it in where?
Yep.
Oh,
There
there
we
it
go.
went up.
I see.
Yeah, in-game
Oh,
text
With
and
the
info.
crap.
That's
car.
actually Robert. That's actually Robert Carter III, who was an
Okay.
18th century politician. And fun fact,
Wow.
a leader in opposing slavery.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
good for him. That's awesome.
He
Amazing.
inherited a bunch of slaves, and he spent some time going down to a courthouse where he would pay £5 each to liberate them.
To say, but that's just like what he was wearing. That's not what the guy actually looked like. Because
Yeah, no,
she just,
that's what I mean. That's what he was wearing.
yeah, say
So what
because
I
Oh,
mean is the
you
gold,
described him
What
as
fast,
swarthy,
what
loose,
does
yeah,
and
swarthy mean?
dark
say,
dark
skinned,
in complexion.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Mediterranean, or
So
Egyptian.
yeah, so probably either so Mr. Green assumed he was either Mediterranean or African,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
and by calling him swarthy rather than black, was unsure. If he thought that he was African, he probably would have called him black.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I apologize for my outburst there. I, I suppose I should take that back to Mr. Bartholomew. I'll be
But
right back, gentlemen, lady. I'm gonna go inside. I'm gonna go thank Mr. Green properly, very quickly, and slip him a
Mhm.
shilling for the information. And apologize
Okay,
for leaving so abruptly. And then I'm gonna go up and give this thing to Bartholomew and tell him
okay.
to.
Who
We might seriously should
begs
consider.
you to keep? Who begs you to keep it?
That's fine. I'll put it in my pocket. We might need.
He doesn't want it. He knows what it says, and he doesn't want it
Yes.
around anymore.
Very well. And then I just leave. We're not gonna have this discussion right now and go back to join the others. Um,
Okay, so you guys are in the street in Cambridge, and it's a Saturday,
let's go
and people
find.
are doing things in the street, walking by. You will find, for instance, some street vendors. You'll find people on the large grass quad on the other side of the bridge. Are people playing some kind of ball game? Probably not. For those of you who know, it's not cricket.
Yeah,
They're playing a different kind of bat and ball game.
Curses.
not not cricket.
It is
Uh,
not cricket.
yeah.
In other words, it's a Saturday in Cambridge. Some people are
Yeah.
working, some people are having fun.
I
I don't know what it is.
suggest we find Dr. Martell Thomas. Um,
Yes. It appears we are entertaining visiting royalty.
oh, wonderful.
yes. Can I figure out? Can I find out? Is there a directory at the college or Trinity Hall or anywhere where we can figure out where he lives?
If you ask the house manager at Trinity Hall, he
Yeah.
can tell you where Dr. Martell Thomas lives. He has a freestanding home in Cambridge itself, along bowling, located next to the Bowling Green.
Okay.
So it's number 4 Bowling Green, where,
Uh,
fun fact,
top,
you
top,
will
top.
actually find people bowling.
Oh, how fun.
There are people
Yay.
using the Bowling Green for actual bowling.
Oh
Uh,
my.
I hand off my
Saturday,
card.
Saturday midday in Cambridge,
Oh boy.
there are students bowling.
I'm gonna give my card to a servant and ask if we can
Okay,
if we can see him.
yeah. Yeah, the door is answered by a young man who's clearly a servant, who tells you that Dr. Martell Thomas is out at the moment
Ah,
and is expected back within the hour. And you're welcome to wait
very
or to
well.
call later in the day.
No, it's quite urgent. So yes, I would like to wait.
Okay. Uh, when you wait a while, and when Dr. Martell Thomas comes in, he looks dusty and sweaty. Wait, was he across the river playing ball?
Was he?
Ah.
Probably, yeah.
But he's wearing a fine suit still.
Yeah, he's wearing an older suit,
Okay.
a dark blue. And come to think of it, some of the people across the way were wearing dark blue when they were playing. Yeah, he was playing some kind of ball game.
Oh, very nice. Good for him.
So
I
he
will
apologizes for his appearance.
before we speak, I will pull my cousin aside to tell her that Dr. Martell Thomas is the one who conducted the examination of Wibble's corpse and is also one of his colleagues. Just filling
Yep.
in the gaps.
Yeah. He could do that while he goes, because he apologizes and goes to wash up and change his clothes
Mhm.
before coming to see you again, because he's all sweaty and disgusting and
Okay.
not social. So once he's back, having changed and washed up, you've brought to Dr. Payne. He says you've brought someone I don't know.
This is Miss Callista Ambrose. Miss Ambrose. This is Dr.
Welcome.
Dr. Elwyn
Someone,
Martell Thomas, one of the
um,
professors at Cambridge.
now, as for you, you actually know a woman by the name of Martell,
Mm,
Charlotte Martell. She's a
yes.
family friend and probably a relative of this guy. When you get right down to it, a lot of the gentry families know each other.
Mm.
Yeah.
So somewhere down the road, they're related because his name is hyphenated, Martell Thomas.
Mm,
Uh, this guy is just hitting middle age, and he's losing a bit of his looks, which he's clearly working on maintaining by being more athletic. The study that he invites you into is packed with assorted books. This is where he has enough chairs for everybody. And once, pleasantries aside, says to Dr. Payne, have you learned anything new about the Wibble affair?
Quite a bit. I've probably actually been in touch with him, not since yesterday, but like earlier on of anything else that we would have found out. But I want to
Yeah,
relate
but
to him about the death of Desmond. What the hell was that kid's name?
Arthur Driscoll.
Driscoll.
That would be
Yeah,
Driscoll.
Yeah,
about the death of Driscoll.
Third
he heard about it, but he didn't realize it was related.
I believe that it is. I'm going to give him the details of the. I didn't do an autopsy, but the examination of the body that I did directly after the murder. The body was found.
So you've taken him
Um,
a bit by surprise because he had heard about the murder and he assumed they were
yes.
looking for a murderer, that it wasn't related to what happened to anything involving Wibble. So
Well,
this is the first he's learning that it is.
I'm pointing out to him that whoever killed him was impossibly strong and apparently had fists the size of bar stools.
That does not sound like a man. You're right about that.
As insane, as mad as it sounds, that was my diagnosis. Um,
Oh, why Driscoll? Was he in the wrong place at the wrong time?
Mm.
I
Was
don't
he
know.
targeted?
We don't
Did,
know.
did, did, did
We
this
haven't had a
killer
chance
Wait,
to even look.
seek him out?
Doctor,
Not to my knowledge. What? I'm sorry. What?
perhaps Driscoll was the latest apprentice of the late Dr. Whipple.
Who was working for Dr. Will, do you know? This year? This semester? Or last
Nobody.
semester? How long has it been since there's been someone working for Dr. Whipple?
A couple of years.
Mm.
Nobody was willing.
I don't know why it would have targeted Driscoll. Any of those reasons are possible.
Good.
We don't know much
Perhaps,
about Driscoll.
Hmm.
perhaps we need to look more into the young man.
Unfortunate, but
Obviously,
true.
we are. Has Martell Thomas been to that office with us?
He has not stepped into Whipple's office now.
Okay, maybe it's time. No, I have gotten the key to Dr. Whipple's office. There's a document in there we need to recover. When we saw it last, the office was in a shambles. We would need permission to enter the hall.
Of course. So you have the office key. All you need
I do.
is.
Yes, sir.
That being the case, then. Hold a moment. Marcy? He leans his head out the
Hmm.
study, addressing a young woman. Uh, do me a favor and bring me the garden key.
Oh,
The garden key, he says.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Now, when she brings it back, there's a bit of a thing here, you see. Trinity, Monmouth Hall connects to the Master's Garden. It's not common knowledge.
I didn't.
There is a somewhat underground passageway between the
Oh.
Master's Garden and Monmouth Hall. Here, he hands you the key.
I take it.
If you go to the Master's Garden and find the correct entrance, which incidentally is located near the Lord Monmouth Memorial, which apparently somebody some 50 years ago thought was amusing. There's a gate there. This key will open it, and that will take you into the basement of Monmouth Hall. Do be discreet.
Of course.
I'm sure Dean Barclay would be accept this, but we need not trouble him with the matter. He has enough on his plate.
Best to ask for forgiveness rather than permission in this case.
Now you understand me, sir.
Fair enough. I'm also going to relate to him that someone named Nyarlathotep is apparently coming to the reading of the will next Saturday as well. A swarthy-looking man,
Never heard
probably
of Philip.
Egyptian. Yes.
And the solicitor approves of this?
I haven't got. We rushed out. I'll have to ask the solicitor when I next see him.
Ah. And what of the others? Phillips, Tremont, Howard,
I have not heard of them.
Oldwell?
I am unsure of where they are right now. O'Brien and myself are the only ones in Cambridge at present.
So the others haven't arrived yet.
As to the best of my knowledge, no.
Nor mine. I do understand that Mr. O'Brien had something of a fit and has taken himself to rest.
That's probably for the best. Is he still in Cambridge? Do you know?
I believe so, yes.
Good. Talk to O'Brien.
Although I believe he has relocated himself to the St. John's Guest House.
Very good, thank you.
It's alleged to be quieter, more respectable.
Oh, yes.
Oh, by the way, that's why your footprint shows the St. John's Guest House. It was considered the most respectable establishment. Just notice that's where Callista's staying.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, you didn't arrange that. You sent the servant to do it. He picked the one he thought would be most appropriate for a lady of your station, which is to say, one that is quiet and respectable.
Yeah.
Okay.
O'Brien apparently had scraped up a little bit of money or some such, possibly had a little bit, and has relocated to a place that is quieter so that he can get his shit back together.
Good idea.
Good luck with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Therapy in this era.
Yeah, not so much.
There's always my pocket watch.
But as for you guys, now you have a way into Monmouth Hall via a
Yes.
semi-secret passage.
Before we go, I'd like to pick up a small lantern from somewhere.
Mhm.
Because obviously
Yeah,
it's
you'll
going
want
to be
it- you'll
very
want it for the
dark
tunnel.
down there.
Good. Would it be possible to for Connor to nip back to Trinity Hall? Would I have brought my rifle?
That's up to you.
Ha! I brought all
my
mine.
rifle.
They all went
I've
inside
brought
the
my
carriage.
rifle. I've
I also have my rifle.
Are you guys saying what you're going to go get after we leave Professor Martell Thomas's house? Or are you just gonna go say, "We'll meet you there" or something like that?
we'll meet you there.
All right. Oh,
You have cousin business to attend to,
I'm going to fetch a
like
lantern.
getting rifles.
Yep. Well,
Come
you were
along.
gonna go. You were gonna go get a lantern anyway.
I'm gonna
So
get a lantern before we go. I'm gonna
it's gonna
drag
be a case of
Illingsworth with
everybody.
me. I'm gonna make
Yeah,
sure
it's gonna be a
Illingsworth
case of
is.
everybody. A couple of minutes to go get what's needed.
I'm gonna make sure Illingsworth is armed, or at least I'm gonna
Yeah.
ask him when we're en route.
Oh yeah. He'll
Okay, good.
go. He brought his rifle with his bayonet on it.
So you're gonna go too. You're
One
gonna go
freaking
to your
rifle.
room. All right. So I go get a lantern and I head over into the vicinity of the what is it called? The
Master's Garden.
Master's Garden. Yeah. But I'm not gonna go near. I'm gonna scout out and find out where that door is, but I'm not gonna loiter there. I'm gonna wait until the others arrive. Do they show
Okay.
up with guns with long arms? Just out and about like.
Well, I wrap it.
Yeah.
They probably show up in a carriage as well, so they're probably.
Oh, that's true. We can pile into Callista's carriage and then
Yeah, if you want. Yeah.
be
If
delivered
she's cool with
directly
that,
to the front of the garden.
All right.
that's fine if she's cool with that.
Callista?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is my gun carriage.
So they get out of the carriage with long arms, though.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna look around nervously. Are there people in this area?
On a Saturday afternoon, the Master's Garden is pretty quiet.
Okay.
Those of you who brought firearms, one of you should make a luck roll.
Not
Is
me.
there anyone currently in the Master's Garden?
Let me, sir. I
Yeah,
think
who
What's your
wants to
luck?
make it?
I'll make
Good luck.
it.
All I have is that
I'll make it.
foldable pistol
do
in my
it.
pocket.
Yeah, I'm talking only to the ones who brought
Oh,
long
yeah.
arms that are visible.
My luck's good too.
Success?
Okay.
I got a regular success for luck.
All right. So the Master's Garden at this point is basically empty.
Miss Ambrose, could you have your men just kind of drive around and come back here every once in a while?
Oh, sure.
Thank you.
I will relay this to my
yeah.
driver.
Yep, they can come and pick you up then.
I don't
So
want the
they'll
carriage
basically-
sitting out there near our secret entrance.
Yeah, good point.
So you're entering the Master's Garden from the street, not a secret entrance at all.
Right, but I don't want the carriage just sitting out front of the Master's Garden the whole time.
That's fine. Yeah. The garden, incidentally, is, wait for it, named for graduate students who use it.
Okay.
People pursuing master's degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
where it
see.
gets its name
Got
from,
it.
cleverly enough. Like the bowling green, named for people using it for bowling.
And Main Street.
Yeah, amazing how many of these things are named for exactly what they are.
So
Nothing fancy there.
we go to the gate
This is
and unlock it.
So basically, this is essentially a garden, the kind that's got benches for sitting on, and places to sit and write or read. On a Saturday afternoon, nobody's really using it. You will notice on the side you do not need two men who are playing chess, but they're paying no attention to you.
Okay.
They're both
Nope.
focused. One, they're on the other side of the garden, and two, they're focused on their chess game.
Can we see their faces? We don't recognize them, do we?
No.
Okay.
And you would have to get closer, and then they might notice you.
Nah, I don't want to do that. Let's just kind of
So
make our way through the
leave
garden
them
to the
leave them
gate.
to play chess. Make your way to the Monmouth statue. There it is. It is a classic sort of, angel type. That is to say, a nod to the Monmouth family and their payment, because they finance some of this construction. The thing honestly looks a bit too much like a grave marker, although maybe you're just having morbid thoughts.
So it's an angel.
Yeah, it's an angel statue.
Okay.
That's why I say it looks a bit like a grave marker. That's not a
Yeah.
grave.
Yeah, let's get out of here. I don't want to.
And sure enough, if you go around back of the plinth that holds the statue, there's a metal grate that conceals an entrance. The key you've got will fit it.
Click, open her up.
And on the other side of the metal grate, half a dozen steps that go downward. So the
Okay.
tunnel itself is only about 6 steps, maybe 8 or 9 feet below ground level.
I open the gate. I let the others through. And then I'll pull it closed behind me and I'll lock it again from our side.
That's how the key works.
Creep down the stairs. Oh, whatever. However, to light this lantern once we're down, once it
Right,
starts
yeah,
getting
sure.
dim.
Strike a flint, get the lantern going, no problem.
Okay.
The tunnel itself only travels about 30 yards before it reaches a door, which opens easily.
Okay.
And you're looking into a basement.
I will withdraw my pistol and unfold it.
Okay. Here,
I affixed my bayonet to my rifle.
okay. Here, for the first thing, is things that are being stored: casks, barrels, boxes.
Mm-hmm.
So you've come out basically in a storage area. There's a hook to hang a lamp. There's none currently there. Over here, on one of the barrels, is a candle, which is unlit. In other words, there's a place to hang a lantern. If you come down here with a lantern,
Mm-hmm.
there's a candle to be lit to provide some light for people who are collecting whatever's down here, whatever's stored down here. So someone coming to search for something would bring a lantern and then put the lantern on the hanger while they actually retrieve the item they wanted.
Okay. I'm looking around for stairs.
Not seeing them from here, but you've got a couple of doors from here. So there's an open doorway and then there's a door. In other words, there's two exits from here other than the one you've used.
A peek
So
in
the
the.
stairs are probably simply not visible to you because they're on the other side of a hallway or a door.
I'm gonna point to the other door, and then I'm gonna go to the open. I'm gonna point to the closed door. I'll walk over to the open door, and just peek
Okay.
in.
Okay. It's a large open space, separated from the storage room basically by an internal wall. It doesn't seem to have anything in it. Just empty space. Like this is a basement that nobody is currently really making much use of.
Hmm.
In other words, this building was built originally to include more storage, but now doesn't need as much.
Okay.
Over in the distance, the floor drops off. That's either a hole or a well or something like that.
A well?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go have a look. Hopefully, I'm not leaving them in too much darkness in the other room.
Well, does anyone else striking a lamp or a candle or anything?
Hey,
I mean, I'll I'll
I'm
stow
gonna
my
follow the light
rifle.
source regardless.
Yeah,
So
I'll stow my
Okay.
rifle. You said there was a candle?
Yeah, you could take the can. You could certainly take the candle if you want to.
Yeah. I'll take the candle. I'll strike a match and light it.
Yeah. You basically just have to pry it off the barrel. In other words, there's some wax melted to the barrel, so it's just a case of grab candle, snap,
Yeah.
free candle.
Yeah. Hey, free candle.
Oh yeah. I
Uh,
do not give myself any possessions.
Yep.
Great. Good job, me.
Oh no, listen. I'm assuming you have whatever your character would normally have.
mhm.
Yeah.
In other
Probably.
words, there's no reason unless you have a very low intelligence. There's no reason to not have on your person the things you would normally have on your person.
Yeah.
When I asked about things like for instance a rifle, like that's not the kind of thing one carries around.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand,
Yeah.
notice a business card, a pencil, a notebook. Those are the sort of things one might have in one's pockets. So in your either pockets or bag or purse or whatever you're using is whatever is appropriate for your wealth and station. And if you brought anything like a notebook, matches, if you smoke, that sort of thing.
Are y'all following me, or are you going to the other door?
Uh, I'll light the candle to get a secondary light source,
Okay.
and I will creep in behind Dr. Payne.
Okay. So is this everybody staying together then for the moment?
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
So cross the empty space. One, you will see stairs here.
Up or
So at
down?
least one way upward from here.
Okay.
Not sure what part of Monmouth Hall you're under, but those are
Yeah.
stairs that go up. And since you didn't go far down, you're probably just below the ground level. In other words, those stairs probably
Mm-hmm.
take you to the ground level. As for what you saw in the distance, it is a well. It does not appear to currently be in use.
Is it covered?
And there's a wooden cover on it,
Okay.
but the cover looks like it's been chewed through, probably by rats at various points.
Mm.
In other words, it may be part of the reason they're not using this as storage is there's rats.
Illingsworth, lift that cover up for me, would you?
oh yeah, I guess. All right. I'll do it.
Okay.
I have a
That makes
lantern in
sense.
one hand and a pistol in the other.
Yeah.
And if you extend the light a bit,
Yeah,
there's
that's what I'm
nothing
gonna
to be
do.
seen down there. In other
Like,
words, it goes deeper than your light will penetrate.
Okay.
I will.
How wide is
I
it?
can. I will take the candle.
About 7 or 8 feet wide.
Okay.
If you want to know if there's water down there, you could drop a piece, like
No, yeah,
break
we're
off a
thinking it. We're
stick,
working on it. We're working on it, Kevin.
I could. I could
Hold
drop
on.
the candle.
then you go buy a free candle.
Ooh.
No, not our
Yeah,
candle.
Are you
drop the
dropping
candle.
the candle?
Well, the problem with dropping the candle
Well,
is it might go out
yeah,
before
it
it hits
probably won't
bottom.
stay lit.
Yeah.
Is there any debris around?
Debris, no, not really, but
No.
you can find a pebble.
Broken piece of just a pebble? Eh. Okay, I
Well,
tucked the pistol away.
mostly it's ground floor. It's swept up.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, if you go back to the storage area,
Drop a
you can
barrel.
find. Oh, well, you probably don't want to drop a whole barrel, but you might find something there that's got a little more weight to it. Or you could use a small coin.
Oh, a coin. Perfect. Yeah. I'll hush everyone and take a coin out of my pocket, like a shilling.
Well, something smaller than that.
No, I'm
Okay.
taking a shilling. Shilling's a good sized coin, right?
Yeah, no, just saying it's a lot of money. I'd use a half penny if I were you.
I'm using a shilling. It's a shilling. I
Okay,
don't
well,
care.
fuck it then. Use
I'm
the
gonna
whole
drop
shilling.
it in.
And sure
And
enough,
listen.
about 1, 2 splash.
2. It's about 100 feet, maybe 32
Hard to
feet
tell.
per second. Per second. Do we know that? Is that equation a thing yet?
Sort of, but also it doesn't start at full acceleration.
Yeah.
No.
Remember, the coin
Yeah, I just
is
dropped
at
it.
the coin is at speed 0 when you drop it,
Oh, that's
and then
true.
it gains speed as it falls.
All right. So
So
50
it's
feet,
probably
maybe 50,
50, 60 feet down,
All right.
and you definitively heard a splash.
I'm gonna
So there is
gesture.
water down there.
Okay, I'm gonna gesture to Illingsworth to put the cover back, and then draw my
In other words,
pistol once again.
this was a well. It's just no longer with water being serviced above. There's no more use for it.
Right. I point towards the steps and I look at everyone questioningly. Or the other door?
Want to know what else is in the basement, or just want to get on to what you came here for?
I don't want to get on to what we came here for, but I'm
Let's get on.
throwing
Yeah.
that out there for people.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right, up the steps we go.
all right, and you will find yourself in the East Atrium.
Okay, gun goes
of Monmouth
away.
Hall.
The gun goes immediately away, and I'm gonna blow out the lantern. No, I'm gonna leave the lantern lit. I'm gonna take it back down to the cellar and put it at the bottom of the steps.
Okay,
And then I'm gonna head
And
back
then-
up and join the others.
leave it there for claiming it on the way out.
Yes, or if we have to make a quick exit.
Now, of course, you don't need it in the atrium. The point of the
Right.
atrium is huge open spaces that provide light. That's what an atrium is all about. It's the big open windows. There are benches here. On a typical day, you might see people sitting here and reading.
Mhm.
On a weekday, this is also the East Atrium is also a popular spot for things like debates and public speeches.
Normally.
So, to Dr. Payne, it's a little creepy to see it empty.
Oh yeah.
Because the only times you've ever been through this space, there have been people here.
What about late nights with Dr. Wibble?
Okay, that would be more sensible than there's nobody here.
Yeah.
But I couldn't. I was thinking of it
But
the
it's
other
still
day.
creepy. The
There's
only
a
time-
word for that feeling you get when you're in a space that's normally filled with people and then there's no one there. Like I don't know if you've ever been in like a school or a
Yeah,
stadium
yeah,
when there's
definitely.
nobody present, and
Yeah.
how it's super creepy.
Even a workplace, when you go into a workplace on a weekend or whatever.
I once experienced that feeling walking through the heart of downtown Toronto at the height of the pandemic, and there was
That's
literally
wild.
Yeah,
no one in sight, and we're right on a lake, so a thick fog had settled in the downtown core, and there were no cars, nobody walking around, just me hearing my footsteps echo off the buildings.
yeah.
Neat.
It was
That
terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was very
really is.
Silent Hill.
So I'm still unnerved because that's the memory that comes to me is some of those late nights with Dr. Wibble and that one late night that the weird shit happened. Let's go. I'm gonna keep moving. I want to get up to that office as quick as I
Yeah,
can.
through the building to the south stairs. This
This-
is where the murder took place,
Yes,
and it's the easiest access to where Whipple's office is in the south wing.
that's fine. It's
So-
fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, they've cleaned up the blood. You can barely see it on the stairs now.
I just walk right by.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's
I don't
almost
know where the
almost
murder
done.
took place.
Completely.
I'm just walking.
Yeah, cool.
Yep. Let's
And
get
then
up
there's the office, located in the south wing. You have a key.
Yes.
All you need to do is this.
And Graham runs away.
And Graham runs away again.
Hello?
I think because he keeps walking
And he's
around.
back. Yep.
I'm gonna unlock the door.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave the key. Now we'll put it in my pocket. Work the latch. Push the door open into the room.
And
Still a mess.
inside. Oh yeah, the antechamber is a mess.
Okay.
The office is too. You can see it through the open door.
I'm so annoyed right now. Sorry.
It's still morning, isn't it? We did all this in the morning, didn't we?
It's about midday now.
Okay.
So sunlight. The antechamber only has a smaller window, so some sunlight filters in through here. The office itself has a larger window. They're both south facing. But here's the mess. They weren't kidding. It looks like someone took all of the objects and books on the shelves and just threw them all on the floor.
In the office. Or there's
In
some
the office, in the antechamber and the office.
Ah, great.
Everything has been thrown on the floor. It looks like a whirlwind went through here.
Any feeling that something is here?
For
Presently?
that, all of you are welcome to make a power roll.
All right. We are gonna die.
What is
19 out of 70 is a hard success.
Oh, 20.
Ooh. I also got 20.
That's a hard success for me.
Okay.
Also hard success.
And
Damn.
All right. Due to peer pressure, I'm going to spend 1 point of luck and make a hard success.
Yeah, join the club.
so, all four of you, at the same moment, the distinct impression that you are being watched, but also with all four of you at the same level, can agree that what is watching you is not here now. In other words, move fast.
Yeah, let's
Or whatever it is comes back.
let's go. I rush into the office.
So we're just looking for a book with picture writing in it, right?
Tutmos
Right,
is
Yes.
Tutmos'
Tutmos'
proclamation.
name. Tutmos' proclamation. Anything that looks Egyptian, grab it.
So, what this looks like now is a library use roll.
What it looks like to me is grabbing a bunch of books, taking them to the hallway, and dumping them, and then coming back for more. That's what I'm doing. I'll make your library use roll, but I'm not being too terribly selective.
Well, none of this is activity. It involves sorting through shit as fast as possible.
66.
For fear that whatever you sensed is coming back.
It is. Fail.
Oh,
I'm just going to try to... Yeah.
Okay.
I'm grabbing as many books as I can. I'm getting them into the hallway.
Okay.
This is everybody's roll.
That is a failure for me as well. Which is embarrassing.
Man.
With my nerd status.
What?
01
Illingsworth.
on my
Oh my
library.
god.
You mean this book?
All right.
As I'm grabbing a pile and rushing out to the hallway.
Soren, how'd you do? Although I don't know you're going to do much better than an 01.
An extreme success.
You're welcome to try.
How'd you do,
Oh, I
Callista?
failed. Also.
Okay.
So
It didn't
the
matter,
three of
but-
you who really know more what you're doing begin picking up arms loads of stuff, try to move it,
Yeah.
and it's probably just luck. Because Mr. Illingsworth reaches down, is like, this one? And
This has Egyptian writing on it, I think.
Sure
Here,
enough.
take a look.
What's the
That's
title?
I can't.
it has the spine has no title. Flip it open,
He's got
and
it.
sure enough, the title page reads "Proclamation of Tutmos," written in Greek.
Illingsworth, I could kiss you.
Did you read Greek, Illingsworth?
Please. No.
This is where this is where
No,
the
but
education comes in.
question mark.
Oh, education.
No.
Make an
point is
education,
that-
Illingsworth.
All of you were educated in upper class England, which
Yes.
means you know how to
Oh,
read
well.
Greek letters. So even if you don't
Okay.
know how to read the whole sentence, you know how to
Oh.
read the word Tutmos.
I don't
written in
get
Greek.
it.
Hard success for education then. But
Yeah, that's fine. That's what we see.
Right.
It's like, okay, so
It's
that's
all-
a theta.
It's all Greek to me.
Yeah, that's a, okay,
That's
so
what I
that's
say.
a theta. That's a mu. That's a sigma. So
I don't know.
TUTMS. Utmost. Good. Grab it.
Oh.
Go.
Yeah. All right.
Do you tell us that's the right book? Since you're the
Yeah.
only one who made
Uh,
that?
uh,
Okay.
I'd probably say it all out loud. I probably
Yeah.
And
just
then-
say
Let's
it
go.
all out loud.
And then just open it
What's
quickly
this?
to check that it has hieroglyphs inside, which it does,
I'm out the
And then
door.
and go.
hand it.
Yeah.
Hand it
Yep.
to Callista.
And as you're exiting,
I'm closing the door.
it's not the sense of footsteps, it's the sense of movement. Of something that moves without touching the ground, without making footfalls.
Let's double time it now, shall we?
Where?
Yeah, let's
Where's
go.
it coming from?
That
I'm not even care.
where implies that it has a physical structure. Wrong question.
When is it
Uh,
coming?
Where is not a thing you can sense. It is and it isn't.
I close the door and lock it.
Okay.
I grab all the books that I dumped on the floor after my first load.
Okay. So you've also grabbed a random handful of books then.
Yeah, I just was trying to get books out of the office, figuring we could look at them once.
Okay. So
Those will go back
yeah.
to what's his name, to Bartholomew.
Okay. So with your with an armload of books, Illingsworth with the one you actually came for,
Mm-hmm.
down the south stairs,
Yes, with haste.
and that sense of the thing moving. And as you make your way down the south stairs, you can almost hear the building shake. No, not shake. That's the stonework of the building groaning,
It's trembling in fear.
as if something is pressing on the building itself.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh.
Running down the stairs
All
to
of
the
you are going
basement.
to want to make all of you want to make a dex roll.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Oh no. 10%!
Oh!
Holy crap. Extreme success.
Woo!
Regular success.
Regular success.
Fail.
Regular success.
Illingsworth.
Yeah.
You already
So-
handed off the book though, right?
Fail.
Yeah, I said I handed it to Callista.
And you have a
so-
spear, so.
Yeah.
I have a gun, with a bayonet.
So, but you
shoved in the
failed.
barrel.
You failed the dex roll. So
Yeah.
as you make your way down the stairs,
Spend.
you'd swear one of the stairs presses upward towards your foot, and you trip. You're going to
Okay.
make a luck roll to avoid injury.
Oh no.
And by the way, anyone who wants to look back to confirm that, does anyone want to look back to
No,
confirm
I'm
that?
running. Wait,
Okay.
no, wait. I was probably towards the back. I pulled the door closed and locked it.
You were last.
Everybody
so
else
you
took
do that.
off. I grabbed up the books off the floor and then I followed them, so I'm behind him.
Okay, good. You get to
Not
make yourself a
good.
spot hidden roll. How'd that luck roll go?
I succeeded in the luck.
Okay,
A regular
so
success.
Oh.
So, you're not going to get too badly hurt. You're going to bang your knee, but no points of damage.
Right.
And a really bad failure in the luck roll would have also meant the rifle discharge,
Ooh,
of which you
yeah.
avoid both, as you basically bang a knee and make your way to the base of the stairs.
Well, and that rifle discharge would be
Okay.
bad with a bayonet affixed into the barrel because that means it would be a bomb.
oh, that's a plug
I
bayonet,
failed
isn't it?
my,
Yeah.
Oh
failed-
yeah, that's bad. It'd
failed-
blow the whole barrel open, probably.
Yeah, possibly.
We would all
yeah.
die.
my dex check, by the way.
I
What's that?
most certainly would.
Hold on, say again.
Graham, you failed the
my
dex check as well,
by the way.
so you need to make a luck roll too to avoid injury.
So they both stumble down the stairs.
Well,
That
you
is a failure on my luck roll.
okay, and you should make a spot hidden roll. And Dr. Payne was at the back.
Failed.
You get a spot hidden roll.
35 out of 29 is a fail.
So you don't get to notice that. Good for you.
I just see him stumble down the stairs, and I'm like,
You just see them
oh.
stumble down the stairs.
Yeah, I don't want to
so-
make that roll. Thank you.
So Mr. Edgeworth will take 5 points of damage. He falls down the stairs.
Jesus Christ!
And actually, that's hurt.
Oof.
Is his bone
Bad
sticking
ball.
out?
That is more than half my hit points.
Oh, no.
You
I
need to make
believe
a,
that
you need to make a Constitution roll then, or you may actually have hurt yourself for serious, because you tumbled
Yeah.
down a stone stair.
Constitution's not exactly my best stat. It's not my best stat.
Oh, good.
I fail.
And how many hit points do you have normally?
Huh?
How many hit points do you have?
7.
What's your? Wait, a 7-year full total?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I didn't realize your total was so low.
Edgeworth is fucked
Uh,
up.
So you land hard, and where he lands, you could hear. You pretty sure he got his head on the floor.
Oh, it's like somebody dropped a bowling ball on stone floor, isn't it? Like a funk.
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
sound of a head hitting the
That's
floor. You hear his head.
bad.
And when he comes up, he's clearly.
He does come up though.
He stands
Go
up
ahead.
That's
and then
good.
starts to fall over again.
Edgeworth.
Oh,
Modern standard, we'd probably call that a concussion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I would like to hold my cousin and help him in any way I
Excellent.
can.
I was hoping you would do that.
You grab
Yeah.
him. Yeah, and didn't see what tripped him. Just the steps.
Yeah.
You didn't. None of you caught that. And out down the base of the stairs, across the east atrium, and to the east basement stairs, and down them in a hurry.
Edgeworth.
As the building, you can hear the building move again, and the presence of the thing, as if it moves the stone out of its way, moving through space, not in it.
Illingsworth, grab the lantern.
Yep.
Yeah, it's lit at the bottom of the steps. I left it lit down there.
Yeah, no need to relight it.
I was afraid
And
something
across-
like this might happen.
Across the basement.
Yeah.
And out through the Master's Gate passageway. And 5 minutes later, there you are, standing in the Master's Garden,
Click.
as if none of this ever happened.
So,
Peacefully.
Well,
Except,
I'm putting
Redworth is
the books
making
down.
funny noises.
I'm putting the books
You
down.
have a bunch of books.
I would like to examine and attempt to assist Mr.
and,
Edgeworth.
A first aid roll to help you.
Yeah.
First aider. Wow.
No, it's first aid for this kind of an injury.
Okay.
First aid
That
can
is
get you some
a
points back.
hard success.
Okay, yeah, because
First
first aid
aid.
can get you back a couple of points right away.
Yeah, I can give him a point back or give him
You'll get- so you
consciousness back or whatever.
You'll get 2 hit points back right away.
Nice.
Oh.
It's a head wound. I'm
Oh.
probably going
Yeah.
to. I don't have my doctor's kit, but I've got some gauze in one pocket that I forgot about.
Yeah.
If that's okay. And I'm going to wrap his head and stop the bleeding.
Yeah. That's
You're a
basically
doctor.
what
You
you
always
do,
carry
the worst of it.
gauze.
There's probably a scalpel in one of my pockets somewhere that I.
oh jeez.
Well, hopefully in a case.
Yeah, of course it's in a case. Is it? Wait.
It better be.
Wait, is it? Oh, I'm bleeding.
Now, of course, the
let's
nice
get
thing
down.
about waiting, you wait for the carriage to come back because, yeah, you do have blood on the shoulder of your coat. It wasn't just the head; his nose was also bleeding.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah.
So
Well,
you had
he's
also
got.
stuff.
Face,
You stuffed the gauze with his
planted,
nose.
didn't
Yeah.
he?
Yeah,
Is it
kinda did.
broken? Is his nose broken?
Make a luck roll, Mr. Edgeworth. Make a luck roll. See if your nose is actually broken or
Oh.
merely just banged. It was definitely bloody.
Buddy, no.
I'm
Starting
1
to
point
bruise.
off. It is broken.
You can't spend
It's
luck to
effective.
help luck, so that's a
I
shame.
can't. spend
Actually,
luck,
you can.
push luck.
No, you can spend luck to push luck. Remember, the
Really?
luck cost comes off. Yes, the luck cost comes off afterward.
Oh, I didn't
So
think
yeah,
you could.
Okay.
Yeah, I always
You know
like
what?
that.
I'll spend
Listen,
a luck point.
Call of Cthulhu is
I'll
deadly
spend a
enough
luck
as is.
point
Give
and
players
not have a
edges.
broken nose.
Yeah, a broken
Yeah.
nose is
Yeah, that's rough.
that's
Yeah.
bad, man. It's got to be
Yeah.
all like held in place. You're gonna get 2 black eyes. You're gonna look awful.
What do you mean? No, it's not. They leave it alone, and your nose is off to the side for the
Yeah,
rest of your
I'm
life.
gonna have to like get some
Or that.
leeches or something, draw some blood
Yeah.
out of that mess.
This is from a guy who admittedly landed on his nose last Saturday.
Who?
I did.
Ah,
I kinda did.
Oh,
you didn't break it.
No, I did not.
Hooray!
Yeah, no, I landed such that my nose just touched the ground.
Okay. All right, so
I
let's
was-
board the carriage.
Yeah, it was middle of
Once
the
it
day.
arrives,
Yep.
Yippee.
And gets you into that and somewhere private, perhaps St. John's.
Well, first I want to go back to. I ask if we can go to see Mr. Bartholomew first.
Oh yeah, you could do that I suppose. It's your carriage, so
Well, I'm asking Miss Ambrose.
Miss Ambrose says no.
Yeah, well, then we won't.
Very well, but I would like to have my cousin rest.
I'll take the books up to Mr. Uh, Bartholomew, and you could go ahead on to the Trinity guest houses.
Very well.
Okay. So yeah, drop him off there,
Yeah.
and then are you taking him back to his rooms at Trinity, or are you going to your rooms at St. John's?
Oh,
Ooh,
good question.
good question. I don't know if I know where his room is.
Well, I'm with you. I
Okay,
didn't
sure,
go.
sure, sure. Yeah.
So
And
yeah, I
Illingsworth
can.
is too, so they could tell you where they are, or you could take him to your rooms.
Um,
But whatever you say whatever you tell your driver is whatever you tell your driver. So
yeah. I'll probably leave him with you for
okay,
wherever you guys are sleeping.
okay,
Okay. At Trinity Hall, or Trinity
yeah.
Guest House, I should say. Hey, is that a cat? Ooh.
Kitty!
Ah! Nope.
They know better.
Oh yeah, no, that was Loki. He wants nothing of cameras.
Mm.
Yeah, no, he popped in here, gave me a circle, and walked away again. And when I saw I was trying to collect him, he was out the door like a shot. Because cats.
Yeah.
All right, so you have what you came for, which is
Yeah.
the Tutmost Proclamation, which means now it's time to sit down and figure out what it is. You've got a couple of days to work with. Good. You've got a distinct sense of OPEP, and we'll call it that for now, is still haunting Monmouth Hall, among other things.
Yeah. I haven't
And now
felt
we
it.
know the Black Pharaoh is apparently coming to the will reading.
I haven't felt anything following me once I leave the carriage, have I?
No.
Okay. I want to return the books to Mr. Bartholomew. Let him know we
Oh,
got these and my book.
Yep.
I want to ask his opinion on this Nyarlathotep fellow who is coming. I apologize for so abruptly leaving earlier, and I want to.
oh,
What is his opinion on this fellow who's supposed to be coming to the reading of the will?
well, apparently he was invited, right?
I don't know. Um, I'm going
Damn it.
to tell. I want details. I want to ask him if he'll give me details about where we're supposed to meet for the reading of this will in Monmouth
Uh,
Hall, because it seems
he
very
will.
dangerous to go there again, ever.
Mhm. He will actually.
Hmm.
The will reading is supposed to take place in what's known as Chamber Hall, which is a space within Monmouth Hall that's normally used for faculty meetings. He has also, should tell you, as he didn't think of it the other day, but probably should have, that
It's at
there
midnight.
are some things to be taken care of before then, and he's been instructed to use a fund to hire workmen, and they are supposed to move what apparently is some kind of large freestanding mirror to Chamber Hall.
Oh,
Oh boy. I'm going to advise him against that.
Except that codicil, he says, is in the will and enforceable. So he cannot, as the executor, he's bound to carry out the wishes indicated in the will. So
oh,
he would be risking his job
And you'll have to go
and
there, won't you?
and his affiliation with the bar if
It's
he refused to do that.
it's still there, Mr.
He's not has
Bartholomew.
no intention of doing it. He intends to hire workmen to do it.
No, but aren't you going to be there for the reading of the will?
Oh yeah, for that he will. He has to be.
It's still
He has
there.
no intention of moving the mirror himself. He intends to hire
No, no,
people to
no.
do
I'm
that.
not talking about the mirror. I'm talking about the reading. It is still
Yeah.
in there, Mr. Bartholomew. It chased us out of Monmouth Hall.
Well, then I don't know what to do because I do not want to see it again, and yet the document itself could not be clearer.
Do you have the document? Is there a copy of it somewhere else on file?
I have it here with me, of course.
Can I suggest that you burn it?
No, sir, you cannot suggest that.
I just did.
Well, thus I remind you that you cannot suggest that, so clearly you did not.
Mr. Bartholomew, something terrible is going to happen Saturday. And you know
As it
that,
may,
and I know that.
I don't know anything anymore. I don't know what this is or why. I don't understand what this man wanted. All I remain is that professional ethic that says that I will carry this out.
Very well. And
And
I'll
if
ask
that
him.
is madness, then I am beyond that point, sir. I am more than halfway down the tunnel, sir.
Do you want to forget some of the things that you've seen?
Once this is concluded, very much so, yes.
All right. I'll
I
leave
must
him with that.
finish to the other end of the tunnel. He's sticking with his metaphor, apparently.
Yeah, it's a good metaphor. It's a good metaphor. I'll have to give him
Nope.
that.
So, as it's near 11 o'clock,
Yeah.
that seems like a good place to break off here.
So like 1 p.m.
Yep.
Although we're probably gonna have to skip forward to deal with Callista translating
Yep,
that
because that's
document,
that's where we'll start with next time, I
which
expect.
hopefully will have a spell for Graham to cast to save us all.
Yippee!
Yay!
6 days, and now we know the Black Pharaoh himself apparently is in town.
I uh, I am terrified, and I hope Josh is available for the next session because he has played characters who have interacted with Nyarlathotep before
Oh,
in human form, and
Ah,
so it would be very fitting.
could I ask Bartholomew one last question before we quit tonight?
what's that?
What happens if someone doesn't show up for the reading of the will?
Uh,
Do they forfeit
there,
everything?
no. From what he can tell you is that people who are mentioned as heirs are not required to be present. He's, as the solicitor, he's the only one required to be present. Those who are not present, however, are going to be unaware of what they're entitled to,
Right.
and if they don't collect it and he cannot distribute it to them, then they could, in time, forfeit it.
Okay.
In other words, it's his job to find those people and distribute to them that property they're entitled to.
Right.
If he's not able to, and they're unable to or unwilling to communicate, then eventually that property could be forfeit. And there could be, in some wills, there are also cases of if this person does not take the thing, then here is the next person in line to take it.
Right. So we kidnap Bartholomew, so he can't do the reading of the will.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yes, it's a
at that
terrible
point,
idea.
yeah. So at that point, for instance, everyone who has a bequest, either it's wise to either be present or send an attorney
Right.
or a representative to receive your bequest.
And how will this?
Like Mrs. Wibble, for instance, is mentioned in the will. She has property coming. She is not coming. She will send a representative who
Will
will
die
then
in
take,
her place. Oh yeah.
who will then take notes and that representative will then be responsible for transferring any property she receives to her.
If we could just
She
find
does
this
not want to be there.
something to send back whatever's in Monmouth Hall, that'd be a good first thing to do.
Yep.
And then I
Maybe we
guess
can
we're
trick
just
it
gonna
down
have
that
to
well.
deal with Nyarlathotep when he shows
Also
up
that,
and starts
yeah.
offering us wonderful things.
Well, he says, according to the will, he's bringing you a gift.
I just need your souls in return. You know,
Yum, yum,
it's
yum.
like a receipt.
No, didn't say anything about a cost, just a gift.
I know. They're. Anyway,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. By the way, just Soren, just so you know, if they show you the documents, the term they're using, gift, could also be rendered as tribute
Right.
or value.
Okay.
In other words, you are to receive something. It's listed. The best English word would be gift, but closer would be the idea of tribute, something you receive as an honor, not merely something you receive.
It'll be good.
From,
I don't
Yeah,
know.
so it's allegedly
no.
something you want and something that is an honor and a pleasure to receive.
You know how genies work. They
Yeah.
twist your wishes into something terrible. The monkey's paw
So,
and all that
yeah.
stuff.
So, but the literal hieroglyphic text says that the heirs are to receive a tribute, a thing that is valuable and honorable to receive. It does not say what.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll end up the stream unless anybody has anything else to say.
Bye.
And my recording.
My necklace is supposed to be like a little scarab.
Oh, I didn't
nice.
notice that.
I didn't either.
Cool.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Nicely done.
All
Okay,
right.
I'm
So,
pulling up once you've ended the stream.
okay.
Bye.
Well, bye everybody. Bye everybody. Say
Bye.